Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, please say Kane. That's Kane, right? That's not. I think that was Kane. All right, man. Every time I mention it, every time, boy, that ping is so good on Twitch these days. I always think that this wind boss has just googly eyes. If I look at it just right, if I squint, it looks like weird googly eyes. All right. Okay, some people are here. So hello everyone, we're going to do some more Final Fantasy IV translation comparison today. Today is episode 14. We've been doing this 14 times, well I guess 13 times technically. It's pretty crazy to be doing this, and I'm pretty sure by the time we finish the game, we'll break the timer, the in-game timer. It'll go to like 99, 99, 99 or something, I don't know. Alright, so what's up for today is we're about to meet Cid. Like literally, we're gonna just boot it up, and Cid will start talking. And then after that, we'll do like the airship scene, and there's like a scene with Golbez, I think. And then after that, we'll get the airship gives us freedom. That's what Final Fantasy is known for, their airships and the freedom you get from them. But we're not gonna really use that today. We're gonna instead like go back to Baron, the town. Then we're gonna go to the castle. And then if there's time, we'll do Mist. We'll quickly stop by Fabul and Mysidia along the way. I think there's a couple new lines of text there, and we'll check those out. And then I'm following the LOL, the Legends of Localization articles I've written in the orders, just so it's convenient for everyone. So after that, if there's time, we'll head to the Mithril village. I think it's called Silvera in 2. And then I doubt we'll get past that. But that's the plan. Let's see. All right. There's not much that I want to share at this intro today, but there is just this one thing. All right. So we're about to get to a part in the game where Palom and Porom sacrifice themselves by turning themselves into stone. And this is it comes out of nowhere. You don't expect it, especially if you're coming straight from Final Fantasy 1. You don't expect people to be sacrificing themselves like this. So back in the day, like the early days, this was early 1990s. There were rumors, like on online places like AOL and such, that the Japanese version actually had items that would let you unstone Palom and Porom. And we're looking right now at an FAQ. This is probably what caused all of the nonsense. Anyway, there's a list of all the items, and you can use a code to get all these items. But, okay, so one of the dummied items is listed as, one of these is the Basilisk's Eye. Unstone the twins. And so this got people thinking that, like, oh, you can actually do that? We need to do that. They must have taken that out from the Japanese version. Whoa. And so you could use a Game Genie code to try it, and of course it doesn't work, because that's not actually legit. It was like just a weird early game rumor. It's like the equivalent of, like, you can find Mew under the truck. This predated that by a bunch of years. You can get the Basilisk's Eye. Like if you search for Basilisk's Eye online now, like almost all that kind of rumor stuff is really hard to find. There's not a whole lot about it. If you look it up, you'll probably find me talking about it the most. All right, so this is from an old FAQ on AOL, early to mid 1990s, claiming it's possible to unstone them. Sometime after, a later FAQ, later in the 90s, finally debunks it. And this debunker, his name is, I don't know if I want to say the full name, but his name was Ian. And Ian helped with J2E's patch a little while later because he wrote such a really good FAQ about the Japanese differences with the American version. So he was kind of like the actual translator possibly for J2E. So when we're seeing all these like J2E translations that are good, it's most likely this Ian guy. And this Ian fellow continued to do like ROM translations and stuff for many years. I don't know if he's still around. Hope he is. But this was before I got into like translation, before I got into ROM translation. So he was always kind of like my distant senpai in a way. Anyway, so he debunks it here. He debunks a lot of stuff actually. So the fabled Basilisk's Eye does not exist in any way, shape, or form. The 3 extra dummied out items that you can get using the Gunslinger code in FF2 US are the Dark Matter, steal it from Zero Mist to weaken him, and 2 switch items used as event triggering switches within the game. Let's give this rumor a nice burial. Old-timey smiley. Then he also debunks a rumor about like the Baron, the dancer in Baron, and she takes off her clothes and then has to say no, she's not, she doesn't get naked or anything like that. So people were having to do this back in the 90s. Just, you know, before Pokemon and all that stuff, this kind of nonsense was going on. It'd be neat to like look at a book. I wonder if there's a book or something of like game rumors that got kind of out of hand back in the day. Maybe like a history book would be fun. If anyone has done that, let me know. All right, so that's kind of like the weird history of the scene that we're going to come to. Oh no, people are doing the weird smile in the chat. All right, let's get to the game. All right, I got to make sure I do this right. I had a nightmare that I got it wrong. Yes, oh, I got it, okay. Let me make this big now. So what happened was we defeated the fake King of Baron yesterday, but I ran out of time. So after we defeated him, I did a save state. Ooh, I do turn off the double music. All right. So we're gonna start. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I can't check this line of text because of the save state issue. What I could do is check the old video. I'll do that sometime. Okay. So anyway, in Japanese, he's going, Kono Nisei Baron Omega. You damn dirty fake King of Baron. The speaking style is not like anyone that we kind of have met yet so far. Very kind of like crass and strong-willed. I mean, even just the words themselves, it makes sense. All right, so let's continue. We'll say that everyone gets a pass on this one today, and then I'm going to go back and look. So for that, we'll do... All right. Now Cid the airship engineer walks in to the throne room, does a little twirl, and then he says, Yoku mo anna kabikusai tokoro ni tojikomotte. How dare you, like, lock me up in that musty old place. Kind of, that's how that feels. Kind of stronger maybe than how I said it, because I'm not a emphatic speaking jerk guy, right? Super NES says, okay, let me just read this whole sentence. Yoku mo anna kabikusai tokoro ni tojikomeyotte. Uchi no mestaru wai. Ooh, yeah, okay. Again, some good flavor, and like I mentioned, like in day one, I really like Cid's speaking style in Japanese. It's so fun. I love it. Maybe I'll talk like him when I'm old. I guess I'm technically older than he is in this game. Alright. So that means how dare you like lock me up in that musty old place. When I say old, the old isn't in there, but it's just kind of like how it feels. Musty old place. And then I'm gonna like Uchi no mesu. It's like I'm gonna beat you senseless, something like that. But he says it in this really nice, fun way in Japanese. Very unique. Okay. So Super NES goes, you are gonna pay for putting me in that smelly joint. Smelly joint is good, I like that. That's kind of like the feeling I'm getting, like someone who would say that. Alright, that's good. I would like musty would be better, but that's fine. Or moldy. And J2E says, you bastard, putting me in a moldy old place like that. You bastard isn't technically in there. But we're going for his vibes at the moment. This is like him showing off his vibes mostly. Alright, that's fine. Oh, I just remembered. Okay. Alright, Naming Way says, you're gonna pay for sticking me in that stinking joint. That's pretty good. I like that. It's probably I would like Naming Way, Super NES, J2E. That's the order I like these right now. Alright. And then he just busted in here, not looking at who he's talking to. He's looking straight at Cecil now, but he doesn't recognize Cecil immediately. So he goes, Arda? And he's like, huh? And then that becomes what? ... And Super NES, that's interesting. That's interesting formatting there. We don't really see that. But that's a really good way to do that. J2E says, I'm gonna get medieval on your ass. Alright, so this medieval on your ass part, this is a pop culture reference from Pulp Fiction, which was a movie, from the 90s. If you're not familiar with it, it's a really like rude and swear-heavy movie. And this is from that. It's a famous line. Obviously, there's no equivalent in Japanese, so J2E was just making up stuff. I'm gonna get medieval on their ass and take off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As per yesterday's rule of -5 points for every unnecessary pop culture reference. So for that, you're gonna get. In FF4, Cid is canonically 54 years old. Okay, I'm not there yet. Yes. Right. So the is fine. And it looks like that medieval on your ass thing was there from the beginning of the J2E patch, so early 90s. And then like the modern patch, as it says here, is actually from 2001. Alright. And then J2E, or I mean naming way says ... huh? And that's fine. Out of these, I like Super NES the best. Yeah, it's also a pop culture reference that came out after Final Fantasy IV was released, so it's like not even contemporary to its creation date. It's kind of just messy. And again, I really feel that like working designs really kind of paved the way for this philosophy back in the day. We still see it to this day even. Alright, next line. Cid looks around and then the party unwraps out of Cecil's body. And then Cecil shouts, Shido! And that's Cid. Alright, let's make sure that every Cid is accounted for here. Super NES says Cid, Cecil says, or J2E says Cid, anyway says Cid. Okay, good. It looks like there's going to be an easy type change in here on the... Okay, we'll look at that in a second. Okay, Cid says, Seshiruka! It's you, Cecil! Oops. I was like, oh, Cecil, or something like that. Ikitotanka. Man, I cannot convey how unusual and different his speaking style is from everyone else. And it just kind of gets so flattened in any translation just because of how translation works. Alright, Ikitotanka, you are actually alive. Shinpai kakiote kono, how dare you worry me like that, you like jerk, or something like that. He doesn't really finish the sentence there. Oh, you got me worried, you jerk, something like that. Okay. This becomes in Super NES, oh Cecil. That's that first part here, Seshiruka. Okay, so this part about you're alive and how dare you worry me like that, especially in the Super NES, so take off 2 points. J2E. Cecil, it's you. Okay, good. You're alive. You had me so worried. I would have liked more than just that. Okay, yeah. There's just a weird tense / aspect problem there that they touched up. Nothing big. Alright, then... So far, J2E's good there. This so worried feels weird though. It feels out of place, but okay. Cid in naming way says, Cecil, you're alive. Okay. Alright, so the part about being worried is missing in the naming way. I'll take off a point there. Alright, next part. And then Cecil says, Sumanai, and that means sorry. Sometimes Sumanai, in some contexts, could be like the equivalent of my bad. But he's not quite being that like that. So his apology is missing. In Super NES, take that out. J2E. Okay. Sorry, ... and J2E. It's in there, so that's fine. Alright, naming way doesn't have it, so that line of dialogue was missing, so I took off a point. Cid continues. Rosa wa doshita? So what's up with Rosa, basically? Where's Rosa? What's with her? Where is she? He's asking emphatically about her. Like, that phrasing feels very emphatic. I can almost hear it in my head. Where is Rosa? Simple question mark there. I would have liked more than that for the delivery, but I'll say that's okay. J2E. Where's Rosa? Okay, that's fine. They got it good there. And again, naming way does where's Rosa? I would have liked an emphaticness in there. That's fine, I won't take anything off. Cid continues. Omae wa ikitoru to tobidashite ita ga. dot dot dot. She ran off claiming that you were alive. Something like that. She swore like she was saying that you're alive, so she ran off. Or she thought you were alive and ran off, something like that. So in Super NES, the part about being alive is missing, but it says she ran after you. Where's Rosa? She ran after you. I would have liked more here, but I won't take off any points on there. Okay. Alright, J2E. Where's Rosa? She ran after you, dot dot dot. Again, it's missing that little nuance of like, you were still, like she thought you were alive, so she ran off. Okay, Name anyway says, where's Rosa? She ran after ya. So all of these are sort of missing that just little piece of like, she ran off because she thought you were alive. Not just she ran after you, but I'll be nice. I'll be Rosa to this. Okay, Cecil responds. We have a cat guest. We have a cat guest. Zuli's here. Golbez ni torawarete shimatte. She was captured by Golbez. Dot dot dot. Let me bring this down so we can see all this. Alright, so she was captured by Golbez, dot dot dot, okay. Super NES, Golbez took her, dot dot dot, that's fine. Okay, J2E, Golbez kidnapped her. That's fine, kidnapped is okay here. It's not technically kidnapped, but it's about the same. The naming way, Golbez took her. Yeah, took is pretty good. Dot dot dot, okay, that's fine. Okay, Cid then continues. Omae ga suite nagara nan to yu zama ja. It's like, kind of saying like she was with you and you let that happen, kind of feeling. Like, how can, like, this is some state of affairs while you were there with her. Kind of slightly blaming, like we should have done something. So it's a little bit fancy, this line in Japanese. So in Easy Type, the Easy Type version was made for like younger audiences in Japanese, in Japan. It's basically the like kind of equivalent of what we got in America. This line was changed slightly. Also, there was an Easy Type change where they added a space, it looks like. But anyway, this line became Omae ga suite nai nagara nan te zama ja. So very slightly different. There's almost no difference. So, nope. Alright, so he's kind of like poking fun possibly, but also kind of like blaming him, like you were there with her. Alright, so that's missing in Super NES. I'll take off a point. J2E. What? Even though you were there to protect her? So yeah, like the little bit of like surprise / blame is there. What was that? Seeing a little change in there. Alright, so J2E got that in there, but Naming Way did not. That line is missing in there. Alright. Cid continues. Shikashi, ano Golbez, dot dot dot. However, that Golbez, dot dot dot. Or like, but man, that Golbez, dot dot dot. Okay, looks like he's gonna break the window here, so I'm gonna set this up. Alright. Okay. Shikashi, ano Golbez, dot dot dot. Washi no hiku te tachi o hidoi koto ni tsukau bakari ka Rosa made. Right. So I was saying, but man, that Golbez, dot dot dot. He not only uses my airships and terribly or for terrible things. Also, he verbs Rosa, and the verb is missing. And we can fill in the blanks. As the translator, you have to fill in the blank, or you have to, if you're a Japanese native speaker or whatever, you would just automatically fill in the blanks in your head. All right. So the neat thing here is he calls tachi here, and tachi is like the pluralizing suffix. Like, so if you want to say something is plural in Japanese, sometimes you put tachi at the end, usually for people, and sometimes animals. But he's doing it here for airships. So he sees his airships as like the equivalent of people or animals, maybe. So he's very attached to them. This is just a little thing that falls off in translation. If you do a straight translation, it'll fall out. So let's look at how that happens. Super NES, it says Golbez, dot dot dot. abused my airship, and now Rosa. Alright, so the verb here was abused. And also airships should be plural. That's definitely a mistake in the Super NES translation, so we'll take off there. Alright. And again, Cid, his pronoun is washi. It's I or me, usually used by elderly males. There's other things, but in entertainment it's often like elderly, or like old people. But in this case it might be more of a dialect feeling. Alright, J2E. But that Golbez ... Not only is he abusing my airships, but Rosa too? Okay, it gets in there. And we can see that Tachi kind of falls out. Like the fact that he sees them as people isn't as clear, but if he's abusing the airships, you can kind of feel it. Alright, naming way. Dang, Golbez. First my airships and now Rosa. I kind of like that dang in there, it's fun. That's a lot. That's pretty good getting all that in there. Kind of impressed. But again, these are all describing the original source. They're all descriptions. If you want to like experience the true flavor of the game, of this game's text, you have to finally go to the source yourself. So these are like bridges. All translations are like bridges. They'll take you there, but you have to walk across and go there eventually. Alright. Let's continue. Just make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, just that. And, oh yeah, I was laughing earlier because in the old J2E patch, abusing was full abusing. And for the new version of the patch, they just took off that G and put an apostrophe in there for added flavor. Alright. Tella walks forward and looks at Cid. Cid looks back. Tella now says, Sono musume ga abunai no ja. That girl is in danger. And he's speaking like an old person would. That girl is in danger. Hayaku hiku te toyara ni annai shite morao. So let's hurry and have you guide us to her, or take us there on your airship or whatever. Like he doesn't really know what airships are. It sounds like this toyara, is it in there? Yeah. So this yara is I think it's an N2 if you study Japanese. I think this yara might be N2, maybe N3. Particle denoting uncertainty or a listing of words. Yeah, so he's like not quite certain because he's an old guy. He doesn't know what these airship thingies be. So he says, okay, you're gonna take us there. Hurry and take us there on your airship thingies. So, okay. Super NES, this becomes, we must rescue her. Okay, that's I'll say that's okay. For that girl's in danger. The girl's in danger. We must rescue her. That's fine. Lead us to the airship. Oh yeah, okay. Hayaku hikute toyara ni annai shite morao means hurry and lead us to this airship or whatever. Because we're trying to find the airship. So Super NES says lead us to the airship, that's fine. J2E, that girl's in danger. Quickly, take us to the airship. Okay. Whew. Alright. I like that. That's good. Naming way. We must rescue her. Take us to your airship. I would have liked... This quickly is in here. And it's in the Hayaku in there. Like, quickly do it. And he's emphatic about it too. This morale also feels a little strong. So I would have liked, like his pushiness. He's got a pushiness right now. And a sense of urgency. Lead us to the airship kind of misses that in the Super NES. J2E gets it with quickly, take us to the airship. But naming way, the tone is weird because it doesn't have quickly or the emphasis. I would have liked that. Yeah, I'm gonna take off a point on that. Just I could go either way on that one, but I'll just do that this time. Alright. Cid says, Nanja kono jiji wa. Okay, so Cid is quite rude. So who the heck is this geezer? Is kind of what he's saying. Who is this old guy? How does my dictionary thing say GG, old man or geezer? Okay, so who is this geezer? Cid says in Super NES, who is this strange old man? That's not... The tone is so different. Who's this strange old man? Oh well. J2E says, who's this old fart? Yeah, that's good. That's given like the rudeness in there. Naming way, who's this old geezer? That's good too. Superness is the weakest here. I could take a point off. I won't though, okay. Dentella responds like immediately, I guess, because of the formatting on the box. Onushi ni iwaretaku wa nai. And that literally means I don't want to be told that by you. But in translation, it kind of often will fall into like you're one to talk. So in Superness, that becomes what? How about yourself? All right, that's fine. Okay, J2E, look who's talking. Very good there. I like that one. I'll give them a nice. There. All right, I didn't give them a point or anything, just that. Look who's talking. Naming way, you're one to talk. Yeah, that's good too. Okay, Cid then says, Washa marak wakai wa. Boy. I love Cid's text, okay. And basically saying, as for me, I am still young. I'll have you know I'm still young. And that wa there is not the feminine wa, by the way. Sometimes, a lot of times it is, but not in this sort of speaking style. Superness, he says, I'm still young. So there's technically a wa in here. Washa, but he's doing a contraction, like a lesser common contraction. And by doing that with the wa in there, he's making a contrast to tell. He's saying, I'm still young, you know, I'll have you know I'm still young. Okay. Which is kind of like poking back. Underneath the words, he's poking back at Tella. So you could get that across by doing an emphasis here with I'm still young in the Superness. If you just capitalize that M, it comes across a little better. J2E says, what do you mean? I'm not over the hill yet. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. That tone fits really well. This used to say I'm still young in the old patch. I think it was an improvement to say I'm not over the hill yet. And that's pretty good. Good job. Whoever edited that. Naming way, hey, I'm still young. Alright. This will be me and Reed someday. Alright, so Cid. Poe might be home? I don't know. Okay, Cid walks up to start a fight with Tella, but then Porom steps in and gets in the way and goes, ma, ... That means like, now, like now, you know. We say that sometimes in English, now. Kind of like settle the dispute. In Superness, that becomes, oh, please stop. I'll say that's okay. J2E, now. There we go, there's a good now in there. Mama, yeah. So now. Used in calming people down. And then naming way says, stop that. The tone on this is wrong. It's not a straight, direct. Oh, I gotta close the door, I'm sorry. Okay. It's not a straight, direct order, and it's not emphatic. So the tone on this naming way one, I don't like. It's not what she's saying. But I'll be anti-Cid and say it's okay. Alright. Mama, Shido-sama desu wa ne. Kochira wa Tera-sama. Idai na Kenja-sama desu wa. That means, you're Sir Cid, yes? This is Master Tella. He is a great sage. And she's being real, you know, has good manners, kind of emphatic with her feminine particle wa in there. She's, just, you know, very model example of manners. Right, this becomes Mr. Cid. This is Master Tella, a great sage. In Super NES. So those three sentences got combined into one for Super NES, and that's fine. Especially when in those days you're fighting for that ROM space. Okay, Mr. Cid, like she puts the Mr. in there, which is good. And the Master in there, that's good. and great is in there. So this is a really good reflection of everything. Like a lot of times we've been seeing that the Super NES translation will like leave out some of those like misters and masters and sirs sometimes. All right, J2E. You're Sir Cid, correct? This is Master Tella. He is a great sage from Mysidia. So I was looking at this. This from Mysidia was added in later. And also, I think, I'm not 100% sure, we'll have to look at the official documents, but we don't know if he's actually from Mysidia. Again, I don't know where he's actually from. It seems like he's well known around the world. So for this weird ambiguity, like possibly changing lore, I'm going to take off a point for now from J2E. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Naming way, it says, stop that. Mr. Cid, this is Sage Tella. So you got the Mr. It is so squished down. The fact that he is great is important. And then he also, Porom says Kinja and then Sama. So a Sama on top of already being polite. So there's extra politeness all throughout her line here. And I don't get any of that in there. So I'm going to take off a point on the naming way. So Tella is from Kaipo. I think someone mentioned that the other day, but I couldn't tell if it was like, you know, definitive. All right, next part. Okay, Porom looks at Yang and then continues her introductions by saying, Kochira ga Fabul no monku socho yan-sama. Here we have, or this is Master Yang, the High Monk, or the Captain Warrior Monk of Fabul. That's how that goes. Super NES. This is Yang, the Karate Master of Fabul. Oh, now they say the Karate Master. Yesterday we saw it say a Karate Master, which changes things. Okay, I'm kind of liking this one, even though it could be improved. I'm liking the Super NES one. Alright, J2E. This is Sir Yang, the head of Fabul's monks. Yes, that's just like real close to it. He used to say, this is the head of Fabul's monks. Okay, naming way. He's Yang, the High Monk of Fabul. I would have liked the master in there for that Sama, Yan-sama. And the tone is weird with that Kochira, just saying he's, but that's okay. She continues. Watashi wa Mysidia no madoshi minarai Porom desu wa. So, as for me, I am a Porom, a wizard in training from Mysidia. Or like a Mysidian wizard in training. That minarai is like an apprentice or someone who learns by observation. So she's not like a full-fledged wizard. She's like an apprentice. Let's see, in Super NES, this becomes, and I'm Porom. Wow, even that and is good, I like that. A white wizard of Mysidia. So the fact that she's an apprentice, or not fully fledged wizard, is missing in that Super NES, so I'm taking off a point there. J2E. And I'm an apprentice magician from Mysidia. And I'm a Porom, an apprentice magician from Mysidia. Okay. It used to say in this J2E, I am a magician in training Porom. I guess from Mysidia was in there too. I'm a magician in training from Mysidia. Okay. Naming way. I'm Porom, a white mage of Mysidia. Okay, so the apprentice part is not correct. Continuing. Porom now looks at Cid. Porom like does a twirl and looks away like as a jerk. And I'm like, huh. Alright. Okay. See, Palom now goes hen. Jiji do shiga. Okay. I'm assuming this hen is not like strange. Maybe it could be. But more just like, huh. just a bunch of geezers kind of feeling like, just a couple of geezers, how that feels, just kind of rude. In Super NES, that becomes, hi guys, so that rudeness is now all gone. And why is Palom now saying hi while turning backwards to them? That doesn't make sense to me. Fellow translators, let me know what this hen means. I'm not really sure here. I don't think it means that they're weird old geezers, but it could. But it would probably mean like hen jiji doshiga. That na is missing, so I'm not sure what to say here. I get the feeling it's like heh, jiji doshiga. Super NES messed that up. J2E says, and I'm a ... superstar. And so I'm not sure what this is. I really want to believe this is a pop culture reference. It comes out of nowhere. Also, first it's wrong. So take off one on J2E. And for now, I'm going to believe that this is a reference to something. I don't think it's from that SNL movie, Superstar. I mean, I guess it could, just like right at the same time. What did it used to be? Okay, I'll look at that in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on J3 here. Okay. So this and I'm a superstar used to be something else in the previous J2E patch. And it used to say, you're all a bunch of old fogies. Yes, that's correct. That's how that should have been. Someone added that superstar part in there for some reason. Something about the phrasing and the formatting really sets off my like reference detector that I built up over like the last 20, 25 years, 30 years doing this stuff. It's really setting that off, so I really want to... Plus we just had the William Shatner and we just had the Pulp Fiction, so it makes sense that maybe we would have another thing right here too. If anyone knows, let me know. I think it might be also a song. Yeah. Also, is talking about GG. I think he's talking only about Cid and Tella and not about everyone. Alright. Namingway says, oh, that part about the weird geezers isn't in here. What? Okay, so this line by Palom is missing in the translation for Namingway, so I took off a point. I think this is correct, right? Namingway has a tendency to like move things to different text boxes, which is also changes delivery. Alright, alright. Okay. To this, after saying like, you bunch of geezers, a couple of geezers, Porom introduces Palom by saying, Ano kuchi no warui no ga futago no Palom desu no. And that bad mouth one is my twin Porom. I mean Palom. I mixed those up. That bad mouth one is Palom. And the no here is like explaining the situation at the end there. Okay, Super NES is, that is my twin brother Palom. So like the whole point of the rudeness is gone from the scene entirely in the Super NES translation. First, Palom isn't rude, and then Porom doesn't comment on the rudeness at all. So Super NES misses that again. Was that just like... Oh, I wonder what like the original translation might have been. Like if we could look at like the early prototype ROM, maybe the bad mouth stuff is in there or something. Or maybe it was just like, this isn't suitable for children, we shouldn't have kids being bad mouthed. I don't know, that's weird. J2E. The rude one is my twin brother Palom. So technically, the brother is not listed in here. But it's just for our reference, it's added in. It just says twin, Futago. Right. Naming way. And he's Palom, my twin brother. So the rudeness part is not missing, is not present in naming way, so I'll take out that off. Then Palom goes, heh, iko buri agatte. That means, heh, you look at you acting all, what's a good word for that? Iko. Let me look this up. Like goody two shoes. Look at you acting like a goody two shoes feeling. It's pretty, like, pretty strongly rude to say to her too. That becomes, yeah, in Super NES. So this scene is like, this whole text box is just all wrong in Super NES. This whole thing. That's too bad, Super NES. This is what I think of you right now. Then J2E says, ah, go to hell. No, I don't feel that's proper here. Nah, I'm gonna take off a point there. And then the naming way, it says, hey, ... exclamation, no. So this text box is causing trouble for a lot of people. Like, all these translations, they're falling flat or tripping on this text box. This is where it all, maybe this is where it all changes. All right, let's continue. All right. Okay, Yang like looks downward and then says, I guess he's bowing or something, being polite. And he says, "Ohatsu ni ome ni kakarimasu." So this is in Japanese. If you've heard me talk about KEIGO, this is like the extra polite Japanese. Like even like normal Japanese speakers have trouble with KEIGO. Something smells like it's burning. I hope nothing's burning. It must have been the J2E patch burning my computer. Okay. So Yang is saying, this is literally the first time I see you. Like, it's like saying I am. Basically, it's just like what you say when the first time you meet someone in a very polite way. So like, it is a pleasure to meet you, or it is an honor to meet you, or something like that. You can just say anything kind of very polite for your first greeting. Supernia says, "I'm glad to meet you, sir." Okay, good. This "sir" is standing in for the politeness. And the whole tone of this is pretty good. Ohatsu ni ome ni kakarimasu. That's good. J2E. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance, sir. Yes, this is closer. So this is kind of, if we say this is what KEIGO feels like in Japanese, then casual Japanese is like, nice to meet you. And then ruder Japanese would be like, what's up? Sup? So you got these different levels that you can jump to. We have those levels in English too, but they're kind of like more well-defined in Japanese grammar. You actually have to like learn them in school and things. You have to learn how to talk like this to people. All right. What was this before? All right. And then in the naming way says, "In honor to meet you, Cid." Okay, that's fine. All right. So Yang continues, "Koku wa kiken yue isogimasen to." He's being polite and kind of using some fancy grammar too. "As it is dangerous here, we must make haste." That's how that feels like across the whole thing. Okay, so that second line by Yang is missing in Supernia, so I'll take off a point. J2E. "It's dangerous here, so we should hurry." The tone on here isn't what I would like, but it's there, so I'm glad. Alright. Naming way is missing that line, so I took off a point. Cid says, "Reigi o storu no onushi." Says, "Oh, you actually know manners." Supernias. "Well, he knows some manners." So he's saying onushi to you. So this "he" is a mistranslation. It should say you. Onushi is an older, weird way of saying you. Onushi. So take off a point there. There's something weird here. J2E says, that's probably my fault, this formatting, so don't worry about it. J2E says, "Hey, you certainly know your manners." This certainly feels off for what the vibe I'm getting from Japanese, but it's fine. Okay, naming way says, "Well, he knows some manners." That looks like it's the same as Supernias, just with a changed punctuation. But the "he," it says "he" instead of "you." Take off that point. Okay, so J2E used to say, "You surely know your etiquette." Yeah, that doesn't sound like how Cid talks at all. "You surely know your etiquette." Okay. Alright. Okay. Now Cecil says, "Shido, shingata hikute wa itai doko ni?" Cid. Regarding the new model airship, where is it? Like, Cid, where exactly is the new model airship? Okay. And Supernias, where is the latest airship? It would be nice for Cid to be referenced in there. They took that out though. I won't mark off though. Okay, J2E, Cid, where's the new model airship? So the point is, like, he's got to be hiding it somewhere. And no one can find it. So he's like, there's an emphasis on just where is it? Like, where the heck is it? Where the heck did you put it kind of feeling? Itai doko ni. Yeah, you got this, the heck, what the heck? It's like a stronger emphasis than just where. Just where is the latest airship? Where the heck is the latest airship? I would have liked that. It's those nuances that fall out of translation a lot. Okay. So Cid, where's the new model airship? That's fine. Naming way, so where's the latest airship? They're really trimming stuff down. But that's fine. Alright, then Cid goes, dot, 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 dot. So he's doing like a chuckle or a laugh or something. And that becomes, the laughter becomes in Super NES, well, exclamation. I don't like that, take that off. J2E, dot, dot, dot. That's fine. And then Cid does not laugh in naming way, so I'll take off a point. He doesn't say anything. Cid does like a twirl and like puts his hand up as he faces the screen. So he's like being kind of cocky, I guess. Then he says in Japanese, "Dare mo wakaran tokoro ja," place no one will ever know. Chotto bakari saiku shite oitan ja. So like I did some tricks on it. I did some tricks ahead of time. I did a couple tricks ahead of time. Like kind of saiku is like when you like modify something maybe, or you do like craftsman's work. Yeah, kind of did some like extra tricks. So Cid says in Super NES, where nobody would suspect, and then the second line is all gone. J2E, where no one would even think to look. I just finished it. That I just finished it is wrong. Like that. Naming way, where nobody'd suspect, of course. That's fine, but the second line is missing, so I took off a point now for naming way. Yeah, so he's like saying that like he's kind of just implying that like I knew stuff was gonna happen, so I worked some of my tricks ahead of time. Right, Tella now walks straight up to Cid and says, "Jikan ga nai to iteoro ni." Oh, that's an unusual phrase. I know I've never had to say that before out loud. Jikan ga nai to iteoro ni. I told you we have no time, and yet. Exclamation. Is that how that kind of feels? It's like I already told you we don't have time, but it kind of said it in like a slightly archaic way. He's restating the fact to Cid that like he's fed up with Cid wasting time because he's already told him we're hurrying here. So that restatement is missing in Super NES because he just says we have no time to survive. We have no time to survive, make your time. That characterization I would have liked. We have Cid and Tella kind of like fighting at each other there. Yeah, so J2E. We've have no time for this, so that's a grammar mistake there. And he's not really restating it, but it's okay. Then a naming way, well, hurry up. Nah. Tella, as we've learned, is very, very like headstrong and just impulsive, and he's always in a rush. And so, okay. Actually, that's so that J2E line says, "I said we've got no time." Yeah, that's literally what it says. I said we've got no time. I said we got no time. That's like the good literal translation of what was happening in here. Then they kind of messed it up with this mistake here. Alright, next line. Rosa no inochi ga kakattorun ja. Rosa's life is hanging in the balance. Rosa's life is on the line. Very emphatic. That line is missing in Super NES. J2E. Rosa's life is on the line. Okay, good. Naming way, that line is missing. Cid does like a twisty, turny, and then looks back at Tella. Ichi urusai jiji jano. You're such an annoying geezer. Like, you just keep annoying me. Like, you're such an annoying geezer, man. Kind of feeling. You keep annoying me with every little thing, you geezer. That's why I was saying that, like, before that, like, the restatement was important, because now he's saying that, like, you keep doing this. Alright, so he's not insulting. I would like the insult to have been there in Super Famicom. So I took off a point. J2E, damn you're an annoying old geezer. Yeah, that's real good. That's pretty good. It used to be, what an annoying old fool you are. It's kind of like, get off. So Ichi Urusai is kind of like, get off my case. You're annoying me. That's how that feels. Alright. So that's fine. Naming Way doesn't have that line, so I'm taking off a point. And then Cid continues, Wakatoru wai. I get it, I know. Something like that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get it. That's how that feels. That's missing. Here, Wakatoru wai. Sa, kochija. Yeah, I get it. Okay, it's this way. Come this way, kind of feeling. And so Superness, that all combines into, oh, be quiet and follow me. Okay, I'll say that's okay. J2E, I get it already. Come on, it's this way. Okay, that's fine. Naming Way, shut up and follow me. Alright, I'll say this is okay. It's really trying to combine all of those lines together. I feel kind of bad for Naming Way, like always having to squish things so much like that. Alright. So now the party is following. I gotta pause it because I have to explain what's happening. So the party leaves. So Cid, Tella, Yang, and Cid, they step outside the throne room. Meanwhile, Palom and Porom kind of like are hanging back in the throne room. Porom grabs Palom and drags him also out of the throne room. They step into this like middle chamber. They're like just like in an empty room. And they're all in a line. They're all in a line going through this room. And suddenly the screen darkens. And then we hear in Japanese, kukakaka, ... And that's the laughter that we heard earlier from the fake King of Baron. After he like, it's just the fake King of Baron who turned out to be like the water fiend monster guy. So that laughter has returned. We didn't kill him after all, it seems. It's a very like specific, unique laughter too. Japanese entertainment will give very unique laughters for characters. And in English, we tend to just kind of only have like he, ha, ha, moi, ha, ha, that kind of stuff. We only have like a couple that we tend to do. Anything else and it feels awkward and weird. And so like dub writers or just like script editors will find it awkward and change it to what's more standard. All right, so we have kukakakaka. And what is that? Oh, we have a lot of text changes here in Easy Type. We'll have to look at that in a second. In Super NES, that becomes he, ... All right, at least there's laughter. J2E, mwah, ha, ha, ha. That's pretty generic. You can do better. Mwah, ha, ha, ha. You used to say ha, 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 ha. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the laugh. All right, Naming Way says he. Yeah, laughter is tough. They don't teach you about laughter translation in university. Laughter 101. Laughter is just a weird thing we do as humans anyway. But I guess monsters can laugh too. Okay. So kukakaka. New text box. Kono ore o taosu to wa na. To think that you would defeat me. That becomes, I didn't expect you to defeat me, ... Super NES, that's fine. He's more just like impressed, like, I'm impressed that you would possibly defeat me, feeling. J2E, so you managed to defeat me. Okay. Yeah, I can see it. naming way is going to have to do a lot of crunching here. All right, let me continue on the Japanese first. この俺を倒すとはな。だが、俺は寂しがり屋でな。But I'll have you know that I get lonely easily. That's like it's a noun for someone who gets lonely easily. Do we have a word for that in English? Lonely person, someone who easily succumbs to loneliness. There's got to be a good word in English for that, right? Anyway, so he's saying to think that you would defeat me, but I get lonely easily, you know. All right. So that line is missing in Suprenius. J2E. So you managed to defeat me. However, I will not die that easily. No. The part about being lonely is kind of like this little bit of humor that this monster is doing, like the cocky humor. Okay. In naming way, we still have to probably do the whole text box before we can do naming way. But I don't see this weird humor in naming way either. Man, we're losing so much in this whole section of the game, aren't we? Recluse? No. Not really. Because that's you want to be that way with the recluse. Right? Yeah, I guess we don't have a noun for that, huh? Let's make one up. I'm a loner. No, because that's also like you try to do it. Yeah. So when you get in situations like this where there's not a one-to-one like strong equivalent in between languages, you got to get creative. No one here used creativity. SNES took it out. J2E mistranslated it, and Naming Way is doing its weird mystical magic. All right. Continuing. So now the monster laughs again. Kukakaka. ... So let's see how. Oh man. Okay. Well, at the very least, that laugh is missing in Suprenius. Mwah ha ha ha. It exists in J2E, so we'll leave it. It used to be ha 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 maybe. Oh, they actually added it in. They caught it for the new patch. Okay, that's neat. All right. Naming Way is gonna have a reckoning in a few lines maybe. Okay. Kukakaka ... Shiste nao. Man, I love that phrase. Shiste nao susamaji kono mizu no kainatsu no osoroshisa tokuto ajiwai nagara shine. So there's a lot of like, just, if you were gonna put like villain of the week Power Ranger stuff into this is the line to do it. This is like all of that feeling. Right. And it's also similar to what Mylon said, Scarmiglione said. Is very familiar. Like it's almost kind of like half quote of what he said before, what the other fiend said before. So it means something like slowly savor the terribleness of me, Cagnazzo of water, who is even more powerful in death, and then die. So he's saying like a kind of a complicated sentence, and it's hard for me to put the pieces together easily. It would take me like, I don't know, a few minutes to do a good translation of that. But basically, in death, I'm even more powerful. So now, savor my terrifyingness of water, Cagnazzo, and die. All right. Ooh, that's kind of tough. Yeah. So it's kind of tough for me to say that and translate all that. So in Easy Type, they actually cut out a lot of that. And then it became, after his laugh, kukakaka, he says, Kono mizu no kainatsu, taoshita koto, tokuto kokai shinagara shine. So, like, fully regret that you have defeated me, Cagnazzo of water, as you die. There's something interesting here. Yeah, so earlier we saw that for easy type, they took this O in Cagnazzo and they made this big. However, it looks like they are inconsistent with it. And now it's still little here. So easy type has some inconsistencies apparently with its own changes. Alert the press. All right, this is a tough line. It's a fun line, but it's tough for me to jump from translation to translation. Okay, so first, it's saying to die, and Superness isn't going to tell us to die. And it looks like the equivalent is, but this does not mean anything to this Cagnazzo. I can kind of like taste the original Japanese because this word this is in here. You can see the word this in here too, kono. That second and third one, this. Okay, so take off point for Superness just for the death thing. Also, the translation is wrong, so I'm going to say that. So it took off 2 points there. J2E says, I will use my last breath of life to take you with me. No, that's not what's happening. What did it used to be? Oh, it was always like that. Okay. Naming way. You've beaten me, but you haven't heard the last of Cagnazzo. Period. Alright, so let's see. This was now I'm doing the reckoning that I mentioned. I don't remember if I've like already taken off some points, so this naming way is making it tough on me. Alright. So the part about like die as you savor my terribleness is missing. Let's take off another point there. Okay. All right. Let's get to the next part. All right. Then the evil Baron King monster guy says, Saki ni jigoku de matteru zo. I'll be waiting for you in hell. Like I'll go on ahead first, and then I'll be waiting for you in hell. And then he goes, heh, 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 heh. He does like a weird laugh. It's actually like a heh laugh. Okay. So in the Super NES, well, obviously, reference to hell, Jigoku is hell, by the way. Jigoku. J-I, and then Goku. You know how to spell Goku, right? So put G in front of Goku's name, and that becomes hell. The kanji is different, so it's just a joke, but Jigoku is hell. That's your word for the day. Jigoku. Okay. So hell, as we've already seen, is Nintendo of America did not allow references to hell or any kinds of god stuff. So a common tactic back in those days was to use the word Dark World instead. You might remember that also from like old Dragon Ball Z episodes and stuff. Like, I'll send you to the next dimension instead of like, I'll kill you or I'll send you to hell. It was like the Dark World or the next dimension. In Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe the Shadow Realm was that. I don't remember. I was never a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. I just like the parodies. All right. So it says Dark World to take off that point, and if I already took that off, then I'll go to Jigoku tonight. Okay. J2E says, I'll be waiting for you in hell. So finally they get to use their crazy over-the-top speech. Oh, the Home for Infinite Losers. That was so good. I don't want to talk about that right now. I get too sidetracked. Naming me says, now join me in hell. I like the fact that he's like saying, I'll be waiting for you. I'm going on ahead and then I'll be waiting for you. Not join me. But it's fine. The hell's in there. He's doing his villain of the week. Okay. And then the laugh is in there. Super NES goes with he ha ha. J2E goes with heh heh heh. And Naming One goes with he ha ha, but with slightly different formatting. All right. Any last things to look at on this one? Used to say moi ha ha and J2E. Okay. All right. Okay, the screen starts to clear again. What he was saying, it's unclear how he's going to try to kill us. It's not clear. Uh-oh, suddenly shaking. The whole screen is shaking. Palom and Porom stepped to our sides because the room was kind of cramped for them. All right, so now there's some shaking. And Tella shouts, Kabega, and that means the walls. The Supernish, it just says walls. Again, native Japanese speakers who don't know English that well, they have trouble with the word the a lot. So the word the is missing here. Otherwise, Tella sounds like he's surprised that there are walls. Walls are existing, I guess. Okay, but that's fine. Walls is fine. J2E says the walls. Naming Way says the walls. J2E used to say the walls are moving, but that's not what it says. Technically it says the walls, and then there should be a verb here. It looks like they tried to fill in out that verb, but it's not necessary. All right, we're fine here. Cid looks around. Uh-oh. So the room is getting smaller and smaller. The walls are closing in from both sides. They're gonna get squished. So Cid looked around. He's at the closest to the door, and he shouts "Akanai," and that means it won't open, or it's locked, or something like that. Literally, like it's the negative form of open. Supernius, it's locked. J2E, it's locked. Naming Way, it's locked. Okay, because those are all the same, we're gonna do a. Right. Then Tella shouts, Kochimoja. This one too. Okay, Supernius, this one too. J2E, this door too. Naming Way, this one too. All good. Tella's looking around desperately, trying to figure out what's going on, but the walls are closing faster and faster. The twins step forward. They do a nod to each other, like they know what they're gonna do, like a knowing nod. They step further into the room. Ying looks back and forth at them quickly, hurriedly. Looks like the twins are about to do something, but no one knows what. Cecil shouts, Palom Porom. That means Palom Porom. And those are both emphatic, just exclamations. Supernius, Palom Porom. J2E, Palom Porom. Naming Way, Palom, Porom, question mark, exclamation. I'm just imagining the delivery of this. It just feels kind of strange, but it's fine. Okay, the twins look towards Cecil, and Palom says, An-chan, arigato yo. That means, dude, thanks, dude. Kind of like, thanks for everything, dude, is the feeling. An-chan, arigato yo. And Supernius, that becomes, thanks, dude. That's very good. I really like that. Good job. I miss you. Alright. J2E. It's been fun, dude. I kind of like that. It's okay. This arigato is actually short, like a clipped version of the full version of the word. So it's kind of like just a quicker, casual version. So it's been fun, dude, kind of conveys that. I'm okay with that. I used to say thanks, pal, though. Thanks, pal is weird. It's been fun, dude, conveys it better. I like it. Like something's going down. And Naming Way says thanks, dude. Period. I would have liked the delivery to have the exclamation in there. Okay. Porom follows up by saying, Oni-sama ga dekita mitai de totemo ureshikatta desu wa. It felt like we had gained a big brother, and it made me very happy. Very, again, as always, very polite and nice. Very pleasant. Porom is very pleasant. So the big thing here is they're talking specifically to Cecil and saying that like you felt like we had gained a big brother, Oni-sama. Like even the sama is in there. Okay. So in Supernius, that all becomes we loved to be with all of you. So first, the part about the brother is missing, and then it's talking to everyone, all of you. And I would have liked the part about being happy, but loved is fine. Alright. J2E. I was honored to fight alongside you. Okay, that's wrong for the same reason. First, the brother thing is important, and then it's just a mistranslation. Like, she's happy, not honored. And also not fighting alongside. Alright, used to be, Porom used to say, I'm very glad you turned out the way you did. Oh, that's not right either. That's not right either. But I won't mark off on that, because that was the old one. Alright, naming way. It was like we gained a big brother. Oh boy, yes. Naming way, I'm going to give a point for the big brother thing. And it will get... Excellent. I would have liked the part about it being, she's saying, Totemo ureshikatta desu wa. So there's so many emphasis here. Totemo. And wa in there, exclamation. I would have liked that in there. Like, it made me very happy. But they're trimming text, so it's understandable. Gotta set all this up. Alright, to this, it sounds like they're saying their goodbyes, right? So Tella now says, Omae tachi nani o? What are you two, what are you doing? Like, he leaves the verb unstated, but we can just say do. What are you two doing? What are you two thinking of doing? Something like that. In the Super NES, this becomes a line from Cecil that says, what? ... And so that's wrong. It's the wrong person and not even the right line. I took off 2 points there. J2E. What are you two doing? There's no question mark on that, just exclamation. It's kind of funny. Okay, that's fine. Naming way. What are you doing? Question mark. I would have liked more emphasis on that with the delivery. Because he's like shocked. And there's like desperation in his voice probably. And it just becomes like, what are you doing? It's like no different from seeing someone just like do something in a back alley. What are you doing? Okay. But I won't take off points for that. I'm gonna drink some water in a second. I'll do it after they die. And then Palom says, Antara o koko de kurosase shinai. We won't let them kill you here. We won't let them kill you guys here. Antara is kind of a rude way of saying you guys. We won't let them kill you guys here or anything like that. Kurosase shinai. Whoa. Blah. Right. So kill is in that translation I just said. And obviously Super NES won't say kill. So they wrote around it by saying, you won't be stuck in a place like this. So stuck is how they got around kill. Take off a point there. And I would have liked, at this point, it's plural you in Japanese, but the ambiguity pops in by just saying you in Super NES. Before, they were talking about just Cecil, and now they're talking about everyone. And that jump is not as clear in Super NES. It won't mark off points, but this is the kind of stuff that you want to convey properly in translation. You want to care about it. Alright, J2E. We can't let you all die here. I would have liked we won't. It would have been better, but I'm fine with it. Alright. Naming way. We won't let you all die like this. Okay, that's fine. But it's more like, yeah, I'm going into the weeds on that one. But I'll say that's fine. Porom says, Tera-sama. So Master Tella. Seshiru-san o onegai shimasu wa. So Master Tella, we leave Mr. Cecil in your hands. Kind of like that. That's kind of how that goes. We leave him in your hands. Alright. Let's see. Super NES. Please look after Cecil, Master Tella. I would have liked the Mr. in there with Mr. Cecil, but that's okay. J2E. Master Tella, take care of Cecil. She's still being polite and with manners to the very end. I would have liked that to also been conveyed here as she's about to die. I'll be okay with. I'll say it's okay. I'll say it. Used to say Mr. though. Oh, that means they took that out. I'm gonna take that off then. they messed up, so I took off a point there. Naming way says, Tilla, look after Cecil for us. So those two, that nuance is missing on both of those, so I took off 1 point on naming way just now. Alright. Now the twins look at each other. Palom goes, Ikuzo Poromu. And Porom goes, And is like an agreement sound in Japanese, kind of like yeah, or something like that. Like yeah, or uh-huh. We do it sometimes, but we don't really write it out too well in English. Okay. So that becomes the Super NES. Ready, Porom? Would have liked more delivery on that with the emphasis. And Porom says yes! Exclamation. Okay. J2E. Let's do it, Porom. Okay, that's closer to what I was liking. And then J2E and Porom says yeah. Yeah, would work here. I like that. Naming way says ready, Porom? And Porom says yes. I would have liked better delivery there. That's all fine. Okay. The walls are like really close to squishing everyone down. And the twins are like touching the walls. Cecil shouts, Yamedo! And that means stop it, or stop, or you can also say don't, no. You could do multiple choices here. Literally, the word is yameru, is to stop, to end, to cease. Alright. In Super NES, this becomes wait, ... no, all caps, and then 2 exclamations. Don't. That's funny to see that in the Super NES. So he only says one thing in Super NES, but they like kind of unraveled it into 3 lines. They put a lot of emphasis in these. He's clearly distraught. We'll say this is okay. J2E, he just goes, wait, in all caps. I would say stop, to be honest. Yeah, I used to say stop. You can't wait in this situation. I think that's kind of silly. I'll take off point there. Naming way says stop. Okay, good. Naming way does the best here. I'm gonna give naming way a point and also a. Alright. Okay, Palom and Porom say together. Probably doing one of their twin casts, aren't they? Breaku. That means break. And break is the spell that turns things into stone in this game and instant kills them. And they're now using that spell. They're going to be using that spell on themselves. So break, it says stone in Super NES because that got renamed as stone in the Super NES version. J2E says ... break. That ... was not in there originally, but I'll be okay with that. Naming way says break. Okay, looks like they have done the spell on themselves, and now Palom and Porom have turned like monochrome. They're gray now, suggesting that they are now stone. They've been petrified. By being petrified statues, they are now holding the wall in place. What happens if we take those statues away? Will the walls continue to close in? We'll never know. But they are now stone. They just watched them like kill themselves. The party just watched 2 children kill themselves for the sake of the party. And Cecil says, Paromu ... Poromu. And then there's like 2 dashes and 2 exclamations, so it's like he's shouting it and holding that. It was like Poromu, Poromu. It's kind of how that would maybe go. So in Super NES, Palom, exclamation, ... Porom, double exclamation. Okay, let's just say they all get this pretty good here. Let's just say, good job. Right. These adults just watch kids kill themselves. And Tilla looks down sadly and goes, Hayamariote, ... exclamation. And like, they just had to go and be rash, ... exclamation. They just had to be hasty, something like that. Hayamaru was good. To be hasty, to be rash, yeah, like they had to go and be rash, something like that. Super NES, what a rash thing to do. ... J2E. How rash! Exclamation, exclamation. And then naming way, Tella has no, he says nothing. So this line is missing the naming way, I'll take off a point. Naming way and SNES are tied at -335, and J2E is at -235, so there's a 100-point difference. Even though there's a 100-point difference, I should point out that they are quite in the negatives now. So it's kind of like, if you are 235 feet underwater, or -335 feet underwater, you're underwater, it doesn't matter at that point, right? Alright, so, okay. So, Tella also continues, Matte ore, that means like, hold on, or wait a minute. It's like, he's telling them to hold on. Like, maybe they're still alive in there, and he's telling them to hold on. Matte ore, because he's going to do something. But he doesn't say that in Super NES. J2E, let me see what I can do. But I would have liked better delivery on that. Naming way. Hold on. Okay, that one's pretty good. Hold on. And then he's going to try a healing spell. Esuna! And that's the healing spell. That's the spell that heals all status ailments. In Super NES, that was translated as heal, right? I think. So he shouts heal in Super NES. And in J2E, he shouts Esuna, and the naming way he shouts Esuna. He tries his magic. Nothing happens. And so there's a line that appears here. It's not clear that this is actually probably narration. This is just like game narration text. It is not indicative of Tella's speaking style at all. Alright, so what's happening is it says, Futari no ishi ni ori sekika shiteiru no de kouka ga nai ... It says, because they have become petrified by their own will, by their own two wills, there is no effect ... Alright, so then Super NES just becomes no effect, period. They have become stone by their will, period. J2E. So at this point, you wouldn't know necessarily that this is, you would think this maybe this is still Tella talking, but it's more just like generic game text. J2E. The two of them have turned into stone by their own will. Okay, this used to say, the two of them have turned into stone through the power of their own will, so there is no effect. So I took out the part about there is no effect. Alright, I'm going to take off a point. That's pretty important, J2E. Why would you do that? Also, you took it off. You took it out. Mr. J2E, what were you thinking? Alright. Naming way. No effect, as the twins became stone of their own will. Okay, very good. Naming way, do what J2E don't. Tella looks down sadly. Bakamono ga. Fools is how that goes. But yeah, it's like, it's more than just fools. You could make it heavier. So you could put like a stronger word in there too, like damn fools. Okay, so Super NES, that becomes ... fools. J2E. Those damn fools. Okay, that's good. Because he's upset. He's shouting this out loud. Like, this is shouting. This is echoing in this hallway now. This used to be a room. It's now a hallway. Hi, Poe. You can let the cat in. But, alright. And the naming weight goes fools ... That delivery, I would have really liked that to be an exclamation. You would have saved on space maybe too? I don't know. Alright. So Tella continues. Shinu no wa kono oibore de yokataro ni. If anyone was gonna die, it should have been this oibore. This senile old fool, I guess you could say, this feeble old man, this decrepit old man. If anyone was gonna die, it should have been me. And he says it in like his fancy, you know, sage older guy style, non-standard Japanese. Super NES. An old man should fulfill his share first. That is such a strange way of translating that. It's not wrong. It's just like I would not expect this from like the first draft, but it feels like the first draft too. This kind of mystifies me a little bit. It's fine. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling mystified because the word death is in here. Todai Shinu? Okay, J2E. Those damn fools, they were so young. Why? It should have been me, not these children. Alright. He's saying that like it should have been this old geezer, like this old geezer can give up his life. He's pointing out that he is old and over the hill and decrepit or whatever. That is not clear. That phrasing is not anywhere in J2E. So I'm gonna take off some points here. The point is made, but it's like fanfic-y a little bit. They were so young. Like if you did this on a translation test at a university or something, they would be like, save that for the punch-up writing course. All right, so let's see. Let's say it should have been me is what this is going here. So I'm going to take off at least 2 points. I'll just take off 2 points. No, they added not these children, so I'll take off 3rd. Alright. Naming way. Fools, ... If any of us had to die, it ought to have been me. I would have liked a better delivery on that with exclamation. The age thing is so important. Take off that. Alright. Okay, everyone is sad. There's a line of 4 sad people now. Yang looks at them. And he says, in kind of like non-standard Japanese, Konna osanago ga. ... exclamation. That means these young children, like such young children. Infant, so osanago is like little children, but it's a fancy non-standard way of saying that. He's lamenting specifically that they are young, and he's not speaking to the children. He's speaking about the children. So when Supernia says "oh children," ... that feels weird. So I'll take that off. Mostly the youth would have been nice. J2E. They sacrificed themselves ... Okay. I don't think they understood. Okay. This used to say to think that such young children would ... Yes, that's what it used to be. Okay, J2E's editor kind of went weird there. Naming way. They were ... only children. I would have liked better delivery. I keep saying that for naming way. Would have liked better delivery, but the point is there. The youthfulness is in there. That's important. Okay, Tella perks up by saying, Kono watashi ga mune no harasu. I will like clear away this chagrin or regret. So basically saying like, I will clear the air of this. I will like, you can say avenge. There's different ways for avenge. But like, he's gonna make up for everything that's just happened. So in Super NES it says, I shall avenge. I kind of like this phrasing. I shall avenge. That was nice. I like that. He's saying Kono watashi ga. So he's saying I. He's like kind of specifically pointing or emphasizing I. Like, I will do it. I'm gonna avenge you. Okay, J2E. I will have vengeance. That's fine. Naming way. Your effort shall not be in vain. Okay, I'll say it's fine. Cid does a twirl, looks back at everyone. Tomurai Gasenja. So it's like, Tomurai. So Tomurai is like okay, Tomurai Gasen, I guess, is in here. That's kind of neat. So it's a battle of revenge. Tomurai is like a funeral or a burial. And Gossen is kind of like a battle. Why is it not working together here? Gossen. Oh, okay. So Gossen is like a battle between two things. Like a face-off. It's a burial face-off. Is how that literally would go, but it's a battle of revenge. Okay, Super NES. I'll avenge you. Not necessarily I. Okay, J2E. This is now a battle of vengeance. That's fine. Okay, so naming way reorders things, but this line becomes we'll venge them both. So venge is fun, and M is fun. We'll venge them both. That's strange. Okay. All right. Cid continues. Enterprise dasuzo. So I'm gonna let the Enterprise out, or I'm gonna take the Enterprise out. I'm gonna like unveil the Enterprise. I'm just kind of like something like that. Let's take it out. Okay, so Super NES, this becomes to the Enterprise, and the Enterprise is the name of the special airship that he's been making. All right. So what he's saying now is like he's kind of like saying we're gonna go do this now. Like he's saying to the others, saying, "Time to get the Enterprise," basically. Time to get the Enterprise. In J2E, this becomes just wail till I bring out my Enterprise. So first, there's a typo here in J2E. Should be wait, but that's not what he's saying. He's saying let's go to the Enterprise. Let's take the Enterprise out. I'm gonna take off my third. Naming way. I'll fire up the Enterprise. That's fine, I guess. J2E used to say, let's bring out my Enterprise. That would have been better. Alright, I'm getting a little picky here, so let's continue. Yang looks... And Cecil still looks sad. Yang has perked up a bit, but Cecil is looking sad. And he says, Mate ro... ... It's kind of like... literally, stay waiting. You could say, just you wait... ... Or... the more common equivalent that we would say in American English is I'm coming for you. We'll say wait for me in Japanese, but in English the same thing. We'll tend to say I'm coming for you. Okay, so the Super NES version goes with the literal wait for me. It doesn't make sense. Wait for me. Okay. J2E. Just you wait. ... That's fine. And the next text box, he says Golbez ... exclamation. So he's basically saying, wait for me, Golbez. Or I'm coming for you, Golbez. So Super NES, wait for me, Golbez. J2E, just you wait, Golbez. And naming way is Golbez, I'm coming for you. I would have liked the delivery on this to be better because it's across two text boxes, which is very, very intentional on the writer's part. So better delivery on the naming way I would like, but it does a good job. It ends on the name Golbez. I would have liked it to end on the name Golbez too, because that's when the next scene is gonna start. All right, new scene. Ippo sono koro ... We've seen this before. It kind of just means meanwhile. Literally, I won't worry about the literal. Meanwhile. We're back at the Tower of Zot, top floor, where Golbez is in that chamber with Rosa being captive, and Kain is standing next to her. Golbez, I guess, has been watching this whole thing. Somehow. I don't even know where the Tower of Zot is, you guys. Where is that tower? I've been playing this game for like 79 years, and I still don't know where the Tower of Zot is. Okay. Golbez says, Cagnazzo mademo yarareta ka. So even Cagnazzo has been done in, huh? Daibu ude o ageta yoda na ... That means even Cagnazzo has been done in, even Cagnazzo has been slain, even Cagnazzo has been killed, huh? It seems you've increased your skill quite a bit, ... I guess he's talking to or about Cecil? Alright. Supernius. Seems like Cagnazzo has been defeated. ... So the second part about someone's skill improving is missing. We'll take off that point. J2E. So he even killed Cagnazzo. ... He's gotten much stronger. Naming way. He slew Cagnazzo as well. He's grown quite strong. ... Okay, that's fine. What? J2E, what are you doing? Did you put all this in one line, J2E? Uh-oh. J2E has done something really weird here. So there's only like 2 sentences in this text area, text section. But it looks like J2E might have combined things. Or moved things around. So there's a lot of text we might miss. I'm going to copy all this. Copy all this. Do a copy. I'm going to paste it in chat. So that I can look at it. Chat is now my notepad. You guys should be honored to be my notepad. All right. I'll have to revisit it a bit. All right. Let's. Oh, J2E. Okay, J2E for being weird. I'm giving you off point there. You know what? Maybe they're going to write a bunch of new text in, and so they moved everything over here. Alright. Okay, new text zone. Kain steps forward. Oh, J2E. Alright. Kain. Now, Kain steps forward and says, Nokori hitotsu no kristaru desu ga... ... So regarding the remaining crystal, the last remaining crystal, ... Okay, Supernius. About the last crystal. Okay. J2E says about the last crystal, ... Okay, good. And Naming Way says about the last crystal, ... That's fine. Golbez responds, Wakatteiru, ... I know. Shikashi asoko wa skoshi bakari yakkai da. But that place is a little bit troublesome. Yakkai is trouble, burden, care, bother, worry, dependence, something like that. So he's saying, I understand, ... But that place will prove troublesome a little bit. And he's talking about the magnetic cave, I think, right? Because they're all like, you guys know the story about the magnetic cave stuff. I won't tell you yet. All right. Supernius, I know, ... But it is a problem. It's specifically saying that place, Asoko. You'll learn Asoko probably in like the first week or 2 of Japanese 101. That place, like a place that is distant or not near the speakers at all. So specifically a place that is a problem. That detail is missing in Supernius. I would like to have that. Okay. J2E says, I know, ... It would be difficult to retrieve from where it is now. It's kind of filling in the blanks here. That's fine. I'll give them points for that. Or not points, I'll just let them pass. Naming Way, I know, but its location is a problem. That's the best one. That's the best one there, okay. Okay, Kain responds, Seshiru ni totte kosaset... Let me get that water. I was going to have water like an hour ago. Okay. Seshiru ni totte kosasete wa ikaga desho. So he's being quite polite to Golbez, because Golbez is like his master or high rank or whatever. And Seshiru ni totte kosasete. So what do you say to having Cecil get it and bring it to us? That's how that goes. Supernius, how about if we let Cecil get it for you? This let I would have had to have to more closely convey maybe like the more politeness that he's doing. you're having him do it, not let him do it. Okay, J2E. That's who. Why don't you send Cecil to fetch it for you? Okay, I'll say that's fine. Naming way. How about we make Cecil get it for us? This how about is maybe a little bit tone wrong. And you can see that how about if we let, yeah, this how about I would have also changed there. How about if we let Cecil? How about we make Cecil? This we, but then J2E says, how about you? And since he's talking so politely to Golbez, I would probably say you. Like, Kain isn't gonna be, Kain is just an underling, he knows his place. He's serving the master, so he would be talking about the master, for the master's perspective. Hopefully that makes sense. It's just a little nuance. I probably would have gone with you. Okay, Golbez responds with Yatsuni ka. Have him, huh? Have him do it, huh? So Yatsu is like him, without saying his name. It's kind of like a rude way of saying him, or her, or it. And Super NES, that becomes Cecil ... question mark. Would have liked that better. And J2E, he says, I don't follow ... That's wrong. J2E, you couldn't escape even when I put you in the notepad chat. Oh, is this where it's happening? No, this isn't where it's happening. Oh, I gotta do it again. Okay. Before I go to the next line, I gotta do it again. Okay. Naming we just says Cecil. I would have liked better on that. I would have definitely liked better on that. I won't mark up on it though. Because we know J2E is gonna be weird, let's, for our backup sake, may you be granted, may you be blessed with J2E text in the chat. You guys just gonna go patooey and spit it back at me? Alright. Next section. Golbez turns to Kain, Kain walks down, and they are now facing each other. Kain now says, Kochira ni wa kono Rosa ga imasu. We, on our side, we have Rosa. We have Rosa here. Okay. Super NES, we have Rosa. J2E, we have Rosa here. Naming way, we have Rosa. I would have liked some more stuff, but that's okay. Kristaru to hikae ni toyu koto de wa ikaga desho? Or exchanging her for the crystal ... What? How does that sound to you? Or how does that sound? He's being real polite again. Polite and formal, sort of. He's like offering an option, but like making it palatable with politeness. Alright, Super NES, we have Rosa. We can exchange her for the last crystal. He's like offering the plan to him and not just stating the plan, but it's okay, I guess. Like, yeah, they cut stuff out because they had to probably. J2E said, we have Rosa here, we could exchange her for the crystal ... What do you think? Okay, that's closer. Naming way, we have Rosa, we'll offer an exchange. The crystal for her life. That's weird. Putting the word life in there doesn't feel right now. And also it's not offering it. I would have liked this to be an offer. Looks like it's pulling from maybe the Super NES there. Offering the suggestion or idea. Oh no. Alright. Because of J2E's nonsense, I just missed a bunch of J2E. I'm gonna take off. They're changing like what lines happen with each delivery, like when the sprites do their animations and things. So they're like, imagine you took a play and you just like shuffled a bunch of dialogue around to different scenes where people are standing in places and the lighting's different and stuff. You're messing with the play. Don't do that. So I took off just a bunch of points here. All right, so Golbez says, okay, Golbez says, oh, I see, then we can kill him when he brings it to us. All right. My stuff still stands for the reshuffling. All right. So Golbez says to Kain's suggestion, "Naruhodo, ... Sore wa ii." And it's kind of like, I see, or interesting, I like it. Supernius, that's an idea. Okay, that's fine. It becomes in J2E, oh, I see. No, okay. J2E will lose a point. Because he's saying that he likes this idea. Alright. Naming way, indeed. Okay, I don't like that. He's saying that he likes this idea. He's like kind of toying with the idea in the mind, in his mind, like, and then he says he likes it. Just saying indeed isn't good. Okay, then Golbez continues. Yatsu o shimatsu suru no mo sono toki to iu wake ka. And then that's when we can finish him off. We can finally deal with him for good. Supernius, we can do away with him then. So he's piecing together, yeah. And what was that part? Then we can kill him when he brings it to us. Alright, so that's what J2E said. I'll say that's fine. Naming way. And then we'll destroy him. Very well. I took off a point because that very well is weird. Can't do copy paste normally. I hope J2E doesn't do this too much more, or they're gonna catch up fast. Like the writers and the sprite animators, they worked pretty carefully to get everything lined up just right, and then all this stuff is weird in J2E. Alright. Next line. Kain says, Dewa, watashi ga tsutaete mairimashou. He's using real polite text again. He's saying, basically, very well, then I shall go and convey this to him in return. Something like that. Then I will go and tell him myself. That God is saying that he's going to do it personally, kind of. Watashi ga. Right. That kind of all flattens out in English in Supernius to I'll be the messenger. I would have liked this whole dialogue could be better. J2E has now rejoined the real world by saying, very well, then I'll go relay the message to him. That's correct. Because he's speaking so formally, I would probably have preferred this contraction to become I will. Because he's like being extremely like formal. I don't know how you can get any more formal in here. In Japanese, it's pretty up there. I won't mark off on that. Naming way. I'll go and tell him then. So this very well probably was meant to be for Kain. Down there. Alright. Kain now goes to leave, but stops when Rosa shouts, Kain! That means Kain. And everyone, this all works for everyone. Good job. We'll do... Then Kain turns back, steps forward a little bit closer to Rosa, and now he speaks in a much ruder way than he was just speaking to Golbez. In Japanese, this is much ruder. Seshiru nanzo yori ore no hou ga ue da toyu koto o oshiete yarou. I will teach you, I will show you that I am much further above Cecil or anyone like him. Okay, Supernius looks like it does a good job. I'll show you that I'm better than your sweet Cecil. I like that. I like that. Give SNES a point there. J2E. You still think Cecil's better than me? J2E's old Patch used to say, I'll show you just how superior I am to your boy toy Cecil. That boy toy. was weird. I'm glad they took that out, but this is still pretty bad. J2E, sorry. You get this. Alright. Naming way. I mean, this is like actual, like, part of the love triangle whole story that's going on, and they kind of mess with it here. I don't know why they would want to do that. You would want to be faithful to it, right? Alright. Naming way. You'll see soon enough that I'm better than Cecil. I guess all the points across, but it's so weird. I won't mark off on it, but I would have liked it better. Somewhere else, some other phrasing. Then Kain leaves. Rosa struggles in her bondage. In her ropes. Okay, we're back to Castle Baron. And it is Cecil, Yang, Tella, led by Cid, who is looking at a wall. And this is where he's hid his secret airship. The secret passage to the airship. Yeah, so this part is interesting. Alright, so we're back with the main crew. And Cecil says, Konna tokoro ni, and that means in a place like this. So he's referring to, you hid, like this is unstated, but like you hid the airship in a place like this. So in a place like this is what that means. Super NES becomes, it's a surprise. That's not, I don't like that translation at all. J2E, it's here? Okay, that's good. And so he's like surprised that it would be here. Naming way just says here question mark. I would have liked better delivery on that. Naming way is just like needs to learn delivery, I guess. I don't know. Alright, then Cid responds, Todai moto kurashi te yatsuja. And literally that means it's dark at the foot of a, it's like they say, it's dark at the foot of a lighthouse. It's like a Japanese idiom, proverb thing. It's dark at the foot of a lighthouse. In Super NES, that becomes, they obviously didn't understand, which doesn't make sense to me. I've taken off a point here. And J2E, yep, right under their noses. Yeah, that's how we would say that. We'd like, when you hide something in plain sight kind of thing, that's what we would say in English. So that's good. J2E is good there. Naming way, right under their noses. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so Cid does some secret thing and we go into a secret wall passage. We're walking down some kind of walkway to some downstairs basement zone, and we're at some kind of dock. Oh, there's an airship underground here or something. We're all on the airship. Cid is at the helm. Everyone looks around. They're surprised. Yang says, Konna tokoro ni atta to wa, ... To think that it was in a place like this, ... is how that goes. And Super NES, that becomes, what a surprise. So that's kind of like what we just heard too. I don't like the... Okay, I took off a point there. J2E says, to think it would be hidden here, ... And that's closer, yeah. Naming way. To think it was hidden here. Naming way gets the best here. I like it. It does ... Not just two dots. And to think it was hidden here. Right. Tella says sugoi. That means incredible or amazing. You probably know that. Even if you don't know Japanese, you might have heard the word sugoi. Alright. So Tella is very impressed, and he says, amazing in Super NES, incredible in J2E, and amazing in Naming Way. Oh my god, did you guys just see what I saw? You guys just saw that, didn't you? Yep, you guys just saw it. We'll get to that in a second. Alright, we'll get to that in a second. Alright. Cid finishes this text box by saying, Mataseta no, I kept you waiting, Enterprise. Mataseta no Enterprise. Ikuzo-e. He speaks so strangely. I love the way he speaks in Japanese. So that means I kept you waiting, Enterprise. Because remember, he thinks of his ships as people. That's like his big deal. Mataseta no Enterprise. Ikuzo-e. That becomes the Super NES. Let's go now, Enterprise. That's fine. I would have liked the waiting part, so I'd taken off a point. J2E. Sorry to keep you waiting, Enterprise. Let's go. Okay, good. Naming way. Ain't she a beaut? Let's go, Enterprise. Okay, ain't she a beaut is made up, so I'm taking off the point. Now, the point I'm laughing at is when I looked at the old J2E patch, the text here says, sorry to keep you waiting, Enterprise. Beam us up, Scotty. Instead of let's go, they took out beam us up, Scotty, the famous quote from Star Trek, the original series. They took that out and put let's go in there, or they put let's go back in there properly. So that William Shatner joke was probably setting up for this Enterprise stuff, and then also setting up for the beam us up, Scotty thing. First, as a way to put this demon to rest, I need everyone in the chat to do like the worst Star Trek jokes you can think of. As I do this, I'm not sure where I'm gonna go with this. I gotta find something to do. All right. That was the, yeah, someone pointed out that was one of, that must have been like the one pop reference too far, and they decided to take that one out. All right. I'm gonna look at all these jokes later. It'll be fun. It'll be my dessert after the stream. All right. Time to go. Oops. Okay, Cid does his twirl. The Enterprise is about to take off. Alright, we're outside. We're seeing a bunch of smoke. Oh, the airship has risen out of the ground, doing cool mode 7 neat stuff. Or maybe that's not mode 7. Maybe that's HD. HDMA, is it? Alright, so now we're back on the airship. We're in the sky. And everyone is looking to the rear of the ship. Alright. Cid shouts, Sasoku o demashi jana. They've already shown themselves, huh? Like they're quick to show themselves already, huh? Enterprise no idioku to misete yaru wa. I'll show you the true might of the Enterprise, or like now to show you what the Enterprise is made of, kind of. That's how that feels. Super NES, here they come. Let's see the power of this Enterprise. What are you doing here, J2E? Oh no, J2E, don't go crazy. Oh no, you're crazier. Alright, so Cid says in J2E the way I'm feeling right now. Aw, geez. Then he says, as soon as we get her up and running, she's got to show off her stuff. Well, what do you say, babe? Let's show 'em what you got. Alright, let's just look at how it used to be before I start to grade this. Used to be, soon as we take her out. As soon as we take her out, get her up, as soon as we take her out, something, she will strut her stuff. I'll show, blah. Anyway, this whole thing is a mess. J2E, right. So first he's saying, in Japanese he's saying, oh, they're already here, basically. Look at them, they've already showed up. So, ah, geez. As soon as we get her up and running, she's got to show off her stuff. And it's just weird to begin with. Well, what do you say, babe? Take off point. Alright. Let's show them what you got is good. Naming way. Here they come. Let's show them what the Enterprise can do. Oh, it's such a breath of fresh air. Thank you, naming way. Gave her a point. Just, it's like fresh air. Alright. Cecil walks up to Cid and says, Mate, that means wait. And all versions say wait. Yang says, Arewa, ... and that means that is, or that thing is, ... Super NES says white flag, ... So that's wrong. Then Tella was gonna say Shirohata, that means white flag. So Yang is saying that is, and then Tella is saying a white flag. Okay, let me just do this whole scene. Sometimes I have to do the whole scene. Mate. Arewa shirohata. That means wait. That's a white flag? Alright. Super NES. Wait. White flag ... for surrender ... question mark. So the surrender part is not technically in there. I'm gonna take that out. It's spelling it out for people for some reason. I guess kids are dumb and wouldn't know. As a kid, I saw so many cartoons with white flags. I definitely knew what white flags were about. All the J2E naming away get this part fine. Skip it. Okay. Cid looks back, but then we see a red airship come up alongside our airship. Okay, so our two airships are like lined up with each other, and now there's a big old like wooden plank, like a bridge across both, connecting both. Cecil is on the right side and Kain is on the left. Cecil sees Kain and says Kain, and everyone says Kain in all versions, so that's good. Cid walks forward. Kain walks across the plank further and slowly, and then says Ikite takaseshiru. So you're alive, Cecil. Period. Super NES says, you are alive, ... I would have liked Cecil to be in there. And I would have liked the dot just to be a ... to be a period for his delivery purposes, kind of like cold. J2E. So you're still alive. New window, Cecil. It's an interesting choice they made there. Looks like, yeah, I don't know. Still alive is what it says. That still was added in there at some point. I'll say it's okay. Okay, naming way. So you're alive. Impressive. No. Impressiveness is not. None of that is happening here. You get marked off on the translation. You at least put Cecil's name in there. Like, imagine that you are just hearing a radio play of this. And you would like to know who he's speaking to specifically, right? Same with Super NES. I would have liked it to have said Cecil. Right. Cid walks forward and shouts, Kain, doyu tsumori ja? And that means, Kain, what is the meaning of this? Or, Kain, what is your intention? Super NES, what do you think you're doing, Kain? So he's real pissed in English. Or, I mean, Japanese. Super NES, what do you think you're doing, Kain? No emphasis. Would have liked better delivery there. J2E's been... Okay. And J2E, Cid says, Kain, what the hell do you think you're doing? What do you want? I'm gonna say that's okay. The hell is good. That hell was added in. Yeah. So this time the editing was for the better on J2E there. Although this line break is so weird. What's the deal with that line break? Naming way. What in the world's gotten into you, Kain? No, he's asking his intentions. Like, what is he up to? What's the meaning of this? Alright. Cecil walks forward. He takes the first step onto the bridge plank thing. Man, if this plank did not hold, Kain would be falling. But now that I think about it, he is a dragoon, so he would probably be okay. I never thought about that. Alright. So Cecil says, Rosa wa ... buji daro na. That means Rosa better be okay. Or Rosa's okay, I hope. But it's kind of like accusatory, kind of pushy. Rosa better be okay. Rosa is okay, I hope. Super NES, that becomes, how is Rosa? I would have liked this delivery to be better. J2E, Rosa had better be safe, ... Is she? The is she doesn't need to be there, but that's fine. But yeah, that sort of like aggressiveness in that line is conveyed in J2E here. I like that. Naming way just says, where's Rosa? Asking about her wellness, not where she is. I'll take off a point. Buji is like safety, peace, quietness, something like that. Unharmedness, not just where is she. Alright. So this line, I need to show you some stuff in a second. So Kain now says, huh. So he's doing like a dismissive laugh. He's done that before, right? Yahari shinpai ka? Huh. So you are worried, huh? So his dismissiveness is a little lacking in Super NES by just saying worried. So the Yahari means like after all. That probably ties in possibly to their love triangle thing. Alright, J2E says, so you really are worried about your little whore, aren't you? Alright everyone, this is J2E. J2E showing his true self. J2E now works for Golbez. And that was in there from the very start of J2E. Alright. J2E. Take that off. For the rudeness, I'm taking off 2 more. Why would you do that? He's not evil. I mean, he's not like that evil. He's just like cold. He's not like that. Alright. We'll return to this in a second. But Neiminui says, heh, worried about her, are you? Well, really, yeah, I guess that's fine. I gotta break out of this for a second. I want to show you. There's a couple things here. First, this is the PlayStation translation, the official PlayStation translation. It was the first translation. It was like the next release after the Super NES one. About 10 years after the Super NES release. Here it is. Let me move this. Here's how it was. In Super NES, or the PlayStation 1 translation says, heh, that drag suits you well. And so he's referring to Paladin Cecil now. Paladin is wearing, you know, he's very, I don't know, flamboyant, dressed, brightly colored. And so this is sort of the tone that the PS1 translation has, despite it being official and being on like the, you know, really big system. The PlayStation 1 translation did not really, what is it? Did not respect the original game much. Again, I think Working Designs really must have done something to someone, like it changed the industry possibly, saying that like, oh, we can just have fun with the stuff now. We can tune it to how we want it to be. And so the PS1 translation has all kinds of wacky stuff in it like this. We've already seen an example or two in previous streams. But I want to restate that the PS1 translation is the basis for the GBA translation. And the GBA translation is the basis for the PSP translation. And the PSP translation is the basis for one of those weird ass ones that was like on Steam like 10, 15 years ago. And the pixel art was so bad. And I don't know, like, I don't know. But anyway, the PlayStation 1 translation is like the granddaddy of all the current translations. So I want to show, he did change this in GBA. The GBA translators clearly knew that this was not acceptable. So they went with, heh, so you're still among the living. That's weird that, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe this is that first line. I'll have to look again. I'll correct myself tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Thursday. But basically, he's not commenting on drag anymore. And so a lot of the PS1's wackiness, it gets toned down little by little with each version, but like that main thread, I don't know, that unfaithfulness, kind of, you want to be free of it, so I wish they would retranslate it. And they did that with the 3DS version. But the 3DS version was its own monster, so, I don't know. Final Fantasy IV translations is the weirdest thing. There's like a whole timeline and split off offshoot translations and things. It's pretty weird. Alright, so what I'm thinking is, at some point, no, how's Kain so equally bad in PS1 and J2E? It doesn't make sense to me. Something's weird. Okay. So anyway, PS1 translation, I hope to look at it in a future stream like this series. Probably not for a year or 2 or 3. And we'll look at other translations too. So continuing all that. Back on track. We'll look at some more stuff like that in a second. But, yahari shinpai ka. So you are worried. Rosa no inochi ga oshikereba. Oh, he's gonna break the window. Rosa no inochi ga oshikereba, Toroya no tsuchi no kuristaru to hikikaeda. If you value Rosa's life, we will do a trade for Troya's earth crystal. That's how that goes in Japanese. Super NES. If you want her back, get me the crystal of earth. So here in Japanese, he's saying that specifically where it is already. Kain is saying that it's in Troya. But that is missing from Kain's mouth in the Super NES translation, so I've taken off the point. J2E. If you want to see her again, alive, you'll have to trade her for the Earth Crystal of Troya. I'll say that's okay. Right, naming way. If you wish to see her alive, fetch me the Earth Crystal from Troya. I would have liked this to talk about how it's a trade. Hikikai is a trade. Exchange. Not just fetch it for me. The fact that it's a trade, this is where like they make the deal, right? This, by saying it as this is an exchange, it's going to be an exchange. Just straight up saying it, and then being betrayed later on makes it all just like more solid. I would have liked the delivery on this to be better. Basically, this fetch could be like trade. Right, continuing. And then Cecil goes, Nani? And that means what? You know, you guys know Nani, right? Alright. Super NES. Crystal of Earth, question mark, ... of Troya. Alright, I'm gonna take those two off. Like, he's shocked by this deal. He's not like already like on board with the deal, like this suggests. J2E. What? Naming way, what? Alright. So Tella now responds, Hikyo Nateo. And that's like, it's what a dirty trick. But kind of like ruder, like a lot more harsh than I'm saying. Hikyo Nateo. That's a dirty trick you're pulling, or that's a... Hikyo is like cowardice, meanness, unfairness. Yeah. It's like a dirty trick you're doing. Dirty methods you use. It becomes in Super NES, dirty slime. I kind of like that, dirty slime. That's definitely not in the original, but conveys it very well. I wonder how that word showed up. J2E, you coward. No, he's referring to the method that is being used, not just that King's a coward. Yeah. Naming way says dirty slime. It's pulling straight from Super NES. Okay. Let it be known to all the world that this is proof that naming way is pulling from Super NES. Alright. Kain. Well, let me check. I might have something to say on this one. Okay, not yet. Right. Kain now says, like kind of ignoring what Tella just said, Teini iretara mata rennaku ni kuru ... Once you've obtained it, I will come to contact you again. Ika kanarazu da. How can I do that? Maybe we could be like, he's reinforcing what he just said. So it's kind of like, I will do it. This will happen. Pay attention. I will. There will be no ifs about this. Once you've obtained it, I will come to contact you. I will do it without fail. So listen up, kind of feeling. Without fail is kanarazu. Without fail. Without fail, invariably. And Ika is just like, I don't know. Super NES. says, I'll exchange her with the crystal. Okay, so there's the exchange. I'll take that point back. Restore that point. I'll exchange her with the crystal. Crystal or Rosa's life. That's a weird phrase. Oops. So he's saying that he's going to come contact us. That's kind of important news when we suddenly get ambushed from above. Alright. J2E, when you get it, I'll contact you. You better get it. Understand? Okay, that's fine. Naming way. I'll make contact you once you have it, if you value Rosa's life. Take that off. Alright, hopefully I can explain that okay enough. This is the point in the stream when my brain juice starts to dry up. Okay, oh, here we go. There's another line. Rosa no mi o anjiru nara na. So if you are worried about Rosa, that is. So that's Crystal or Rosa's life. I'll restart that point. J2E. If you really care about Rosa, that is. I would say worry. Worry would have been a better word there, but I'll say that's fine. If you value Rosa's life in naming way. Okay. At this point, this is the important point. Yang has just seen everything that's been going on. And he shouts in Japanese, Kisama! ... exclamation. And Kisama is like one of the rudest ways you can say you in Japanese. So a lot of times it can be swear word. Like if a Yakuza is swearing, then you'll put some heavy swears in there. But Yang is a formal karate master, heavily disciplined. So it's unlikely that he's gonna talk like some just gutter trash Yakuza guy. And so this becomes in SNES you ... exclamation, which is a little weird, but it's okay. I would be maybe like at least to say why you. Okay, J2E goes with you son of a bitch, which feels so tonally off for this situation. And that's the thing is in Japanese, I guess in any language, the same word needs to be taken in context. Like one word can be translated a whole bunch of ways. You have to look at it the context. So let's do. We'll take off a point for the tone being wrong. Also, what did it used to be? Oh, okay, it always used to be there. And naming way says, why you? It makes me think of like the Three Stooges. Why you? It's weird to think of like Mo being Kisama and then bopping someone on the head. Alright, so the reason I say this is important because in the GBA it says why you. Oh no. Yeah, so GBA gets it right here. At least that's how it goes here, I think. Yeah, I must have forgot to put an image in here, but I think the PS1 says something weird. I'll have to look that up tomorrow. Sorry. False alarm on that. I thought I had something cool to show. Alright. Why you... Kisama, you son of a bitch. So, like, this one word can go multiple ways, and the context is what determines which one is closest. Like I say, every translator is going to translate differently just because that's how, if you do it with art, that's how it is. Everyone's different. Translators paint differently with their words, just as artists paint differently with their paints. Alright, so Kain walks away. Cecil aggressively walks forward and shouts, Meo samase, Kain. And that means, wake up, Kain, or come to your senses, Kain. Super NES, wake up, Kain. J2E, Kain, come to your senses. Okay, good. He used to say, wake up, Kain. Both work. And naming away, wake up, Kain. Kain turns back. And then coldly says in Japanese, Hanasu koto wa sore dake da. That is all that there is to say. That is all I have to say. Okay, Super NES, that's all. I would have liked this to be better. Okay, J2E, that's all I have to say. Good. Naming way gives us some little sass by saying this meeting ... is over. I don't like that. again, like a lot of this stuff is picky, and the end user, the end player, this stuff doesn't matter probably. You're skipping this in like 0.3 seconds. But as the translator, you're like the one person in the world that, at the very least, you're the one person in the world who has to care about all these little things. And that's what you're seeing me do when I get picky sometimes. Otherwise, the machine translations win if we don't care anymore. Alright, now the red airship departs. Now we're just left sad aboard our own airship. Yang walks up to Cecil and says, Seshiru dono, ... That means Sir Cecil. Cid says, Kain no yatsu. And that means that detestable Kain. Something like that. That jerk, Kain that jerk. Something like that. He's just a kind of like a rude insult sort of thing. That becomes Supernius Cecil, ... Sir would have been nice in there for the formalities. It's okay though. Cid says that Kain ... What if like the exclamation for the emphasis delivery, and that kind of feels a little bit weird, but it's fine. J2E. Sir Cecil ... Good. Cid says, Kain, what's gotten into you ... Question mark. Yeah, so this is wrong. He's like, he's not doing it here, but you can almost imagine someone shaking their fist saying a phrase like this. I don't get that feeling from J2E here. That darn Kain is kind of how it feels. Naming way gets it best here. Cecil ... Blast that Kain. Even blast fits Cid really well here. I like it all. And plus Cid blasts himself. Hey, so I'll give naming way a point on that one. Just because I'm feeling generous and because Cecil is sad. Oh, we have an easy type change here. Cecil now says, Toroya ni iko ... Let's go to Toroya ... Shido, kaji o hokusei ... Exclamation. Cid. Kaji, how could we do this? Oh man, I worked on One Piece for so long, how do I not remember how to phrase a phrase like this? Basically, turn the rudder to the northeast. Like, steer us to the northeast in a way. Like, whatever that wheel is. Yeah, my brain juice is dead. Oh, yeah, that's right. A bunch of text was added in this easy type here. So at this point, an easy type changes a lot of text right here. Let me explain it. He says, Shido, Toroya ni iko. That means Cid, let's go to Toroya! Exclamation. So his delivery has changed. And Cid says, Umu. That's like, yeah. And then Cid will continue by explaining how to use the airship. And he tells you to use the A button to get on, and use the D-pad to control it. And when you want to get off, press A. You can't land on mountains or forests or deserts and such, so, okay. Then he says, Yo, Shikuka, Toroya, alright, let's go. What do you say we go to Toroya? Hokusei no ho ga kujatta na. It was to the northeast, wasn't it? As I recall? Northwest, I'm sorry. Hokusei is northwest. Hokusei. Northwest. Kaji o Hokusei, it means like, turn rudder to the northeast or something. Supernius Cid ... Let's go to Toroya. Alright, so we're skipping all the tutorial stuff. The tutorial got added to the Supernius as well. So it became Cid, let's go to Toroya. Cid says blah blah, when you want to press the airship button, blah blah blah. Notice that control pad is capital C, capital P. That's like in one of Nintendo's requirements. You have to like label buttons with certain like capitalizations and stuff like that. There's like a whole list of stuff, and if you mess that up, you get rejected and you have to fix it again, resubmit it, and that takes time and money, and you could get rejected again. So watching that stuff is important as a translator. Alright. Okay, after the tutorial, He says in Superneus, let's go to Troya. It's the northwest. It's the northwest. That's weird. I'm gonna take off point on that. And it looks like here we can see that Easy Type and Superneus kind of parallel each other, which is expected. J2E. Let's go to Troya. Cid, head northwest. Okay, good. We got naming way says Cid, set us on the course northwest. That's what I was thinking, like set a course. Kajio. Alright, to Troya. I would have liked better delivery on the naming way here. Alright. Hooray, I think we're done with all of that text. What a crazy, crazy text. Well, it was like 2.5 hours of me just doing text. That's like longer than all of the Hobbit movies together. I'm joking, it's not. Right. Let me do a proper save state here so I don't lose this progress. By the way, when I was testing all the sidebar stuff, I did a test run of the game, but I only went to as far as when you become Cecil Paladin and arrive at Baron. So everything that's going to happen now with the sidebars is completely new to me. So when you saw like the Beam Me Up Scotty line in J2E about an hour ago, that was completely new to me. I didn't know. So we're going to find some more gems probably as we go. And we still got like, I don't know. Let's see, 3/5 of the game left to go. We're not quite halfway, I'd say. We're close to halfway. Alright, because I'm like free from the monster of text, I'm gonna take a break, go to the bathroom and open some windows, and then I'll come back. But I won't leave you hanging, so let's go to here. Let me do... Where's that text? Oh, it's up here. That's weird. Okay. Alright, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Sorry for the break. getting back. Were there any more Star Trek jokes happening? There's still going to be a lot more Cid and a lot more airship stuff happening in the future. So I wonder if we're going to see more like Star Trek jokes that got erased. I'm back. Alright, so let's see. Now that we have the airship, well, let me show. This is the thing in Final Fantasy games, or at least the old Final Fantasy games. I don't really play the modern one, so I don't know if this is still the case, but it was like a staple of Final Fantasy games that you have limited range throughout like a certain part of the game, then eventually you'll get this airship. You'll get an airship. At which point the entire game like kind of opens up to you. Becomes like one step closer to an open world maybe. But that just sense of freedom after being so restricted was really nice. Even with FF1, that was such a big deal. You don't have to worry about getting attacked all the time. You can just go around the world. So let's look around the world. Here's, let's revisit the places. So we kind of started here in Baron. We actually attacked Mysidia over here. We went bam, 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 and just exploded everything. And I guess not, but we went and like attacked, and I guess we flew back here to Baron. Then the stuff happened, and then we had to go into here. Here's the Mist Cave. We did that, and then here's Mist, and we blew up that. And we're here. And then we come through the desert. And here's Kaipo. We found Rosa there. And then we went through here. Here's the Watery Pass, and here's where we fought like the Octoman. And we came out of here, and here's where Damsian was, and it got bombed. And that's where we met Prince Edward. Here's the Antline Cave over here. Here's Mount Hobbs, where like Rydia learned to use fire. We walked all the way over to Fabul over here. Baron attacked here too. And then afterwards we took a boat and we kind of went around down like this. Like this-ish. And then at some point, oh, I lost. At some point, Leviathan attacked us out here. And then we washed up here. Went here, up here, we did Mount Ordeals, then back, and then all the stuff back. We went back to Baron eventually, and that's where we are now. So there's still the whole world to go explore, as you might have seen. And what I'm gonna do is, because we have such freedom now, I want to follow the order that I've done things on my Legends of Localization site, which means we'll do Baron, the town, then we'll do Baron Castle. We'll revisit Mist, and Fabul, Mysidia, Mithril, and then Agart. How do you guys pronounce that word? I've never had to say that word out loud. I don't talk about this stuff out loud. Agart. Yes, we're gonna go to Baron now, town of Baron, and we'll just like walk around and talk to the new people. There's some new text and things. When we go to like Fabul and Mysidia, there's not going to be a lot of new text, but we're just going to like do some pickups. Oh yeah, while we're here, let's see. Here's Cid. Okay, Cid, and where is it here? His title, his like occupation is Gishi. Gishi is like an engineer or a technician. If you're curious. Okay, so we're back in Baron for like the third or fourth time. Alright, so now that we're a paladin and we defeated the bad king. Alright. This guy says, Seshiru-sama, o no kataki o. So everyone apparently now knows that the king was killed. I don't know how this word got out, but everyone knows now. So that means like, Sir Cecil, avenge the king. Alright, Cecil, okay, Supernia, Cecil, please avenge the king. J2E, Lord Cecil, please avenge the king. There doesn't need to be a please in there necessarily. But since he's saying Sama to us, then we can just assume that he's being polite, right? So please there, please there, please there. There's technically no verb here. in Japanese, so he's got to fill in things. All right. And then Naming Way says, Cecil, please avenge the king. So SNES and Naming Way don't give the sama. I would have liked that, like master or sir or something. I guess the master would be weird. Okay, but I won't mark off on that. My cat is bugging me and I have to pet a cat while I do all this talking, and I can't talk to this old man while I pet my cat. She's gonna bite me. She's gonna bite me if I don't do it right. Okay, so this old man who's been like really upset and angry, if you remember, like I kind of remember all these NPCs now. I've met them so many times through programming and Google translations and things. Okay, this old man goes, Anta, ano ankoku kishi jatta ka. So you were that dark knight all along. Ippa ni natte, you've grown so splendid. Something like that. So he's now like he's starting to recognize that we were him all along. And okay, so Super NES, I'm glad to see you are so brave and right. I would have liked the mention of Dark Knight in here, because he's recognizing us for our Dark Knight finally, where we've had our I don't know, like we were weighed down by our Dark Knight self for so long, and eventually we fixed it, but people still didn't see us for who we really were, but now they really see us who we are. So I would really have liked to have that change, that transformation conveyed. So I'm gonna take off a point here. J2E, you were that Dark Knight. How splendid you look now. Okay, that's good. Naming Way, you are so brave. Wow. Okay, so that first line is missing, and I would have liked that Dark Knight thing just to be in there to begin with. I guess I could be technically just 1 point off, but I'll just do 2. Like, this character lost so much characterization in Naming Way, you guys. This text, this poor NPC. All right. This lady says, "Oh wa mamono ni surikawara." What? Oh my God, this is one of those crazy passive tense verbs. Mamono ni surikawara de datoka. Blah. Surikawara de datoka. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna learn how to say that, and then I'm gonna improve all those lalilulelos. Lalilulelo. The Patriots are coming. Lady and Baron. Gotta improve my pronunciation. I'm gonna use this Lady and Baron for that. Right? This cat is talking to me too. Okay. Okay, so I hear that the monster had been switched or replaced with a monster. The king had been replaced with a monster, I hear. Oni wa kokeisha mo inai shi ... Plus the king has no heirs ... Something like that. She's saying I heard that the monster had replaced a king. Super NES. King was being replaced by a monster. Was being is the wrong tense to use here. That's just a weird Japanese first draft problem, but I'll take that out. Yes, okay, so the next line is, who will be our next king? The fact that there are no heirs is really important, and that was missing. I already took off a point, so I'll just say that was the point. J2E. I hear the king was killed and replaced by a monster. Technically killed is not in that Japanese text, but I'll say it's fine. And he has no heir either. ... Okay, good. Naming Way. King left no heirs ... So she's not mentioning that she's heard news about the king being replaced by a monster, so that is gone. And all these barren NPCs, their text is barren. Okay, little boy is talking. Yappari Seshiru-sama dattanda ne. So it really was you, Sir Cecil? Because this was the guy who liked the Dark Knight, but he never recognized us before. But now that he knows, he's like, it really was you, Sir Cecil, all along. Golbez nante yatsukechatte yo. Beat up that Golbez, that dumb Golbez guy, kind of feeling like. That's how that feels. He talks like a kid. Alright. See, Super NES. I knew who you were. Please, Cecil, beat Golbez up. There's something weird here. It feels weird to me. First I would have liked the sir in there, but that's fine. Yeah, it just has like the first draft wonkiness. I don't want to go into detail. I'm getting too kind of tired with stuff for that little bit of stuff. J2E, Lord Cecil, kill Golbez. That's the recognition is missing, and the tone is wrong. So J2E took off 2 there. Naming way. So you're that Dark Knight? I knew you were okay. I really would have liked him to be mentioning Cecil by name. Finally, he's doing that. That's so cool. So that's sad. Part about beating up Golbez is missing. And, okay, I'll just say the rest is alright. And we're going to talk to the dancer lady. Do you think she's going to dance for us? If you think so, type 1. If you don't think so, type 2. I will now do it in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everyone who said 1 gets it. Looks like it's gonna happen. Anata, ankoku kishi datta no ne. You were that Dark Knight all along, weren't you? Konna suteki na hito datta nante. I had no idea you were such a charming person, such a great person, such a handsome person. Great person. Sa, isho ni odorimashou. Come, let's dance together. Also, very feminine vibes coming off of here. Alright. Super NES, you're that Dark Knight? So, that already feels wrong, but I'll say it's okay. You look much better now. Alright, this whole thing is just weird, so I'll do that. Super NES continues, ... Let's dance. That's fine. That part's fine. J2E, you were that Dark Knight. You look so much better without all that gloomy, sweaty armor on. Come on, let's dance. I don't really like that in J2E there. Looks like there was a weird stray capital U in the old patch. That's funny. It kind of punched up there. I took off the point of J2E, I think. Naming way. You're so handsome as a paladin. Dance with me. Yeah, all these NPCs in Baron have a specially trimmed text. I wonder why that is. Maybe when they were really hurting for space, the first place they went was probably the first part of the game to trim stuff down. The first sections of the game, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna take off 1 point. Alright, we're dancing, everyone. Look, everyone, she's naked. We all got those rumors that she was naked, but she's not. Alright. Does this old lady have new text to say? Text yes to 1-800 call Jenny. It's the same. Why would you still say that? I don't need to know where the waterway is anymore. Yeah, we still have many characters to meet. Some of them, Edge is very edgy. So J2E is probably gonna punch him way the hell up. From everything I know, yeah. And then anytime he and Rydia react, it gets pretty crazy. Alright, did I already talk to you? Got that. There. Okay, got everyone there. Let's go talk to Cid's wife. I mean daughter. I mean, there's a big difference. I'm getting tired, I guess. Cid's daughter. Okay, since we have Cid in the party, I want to put... There we go, here we go. I switched to Cid, we're going to talk. Otou-san, mo toshi nan dakara mucha shinai de yo. Mina-san, chichi o onegai shimasu ne. That means, Dad, you're getting up there in age, so don't be reckless. Don't be reckless like that. Everyone, please look after my father. Okay, so here's an important Japanese grammar. Japanese language lesson, I guess. Oto-san is father, right? It's like dad. You've probably heard Oto-san. And that san, you know, clearly makes it like a little bit more polite. And you can call your father Oto-san, that's fine. But when you're talking about your father to other people, in Japanese, you kind of like talk down about yourself and talk up about the people, about the listener. So by talking down to yourself, you use different words sometimes. And so rather than using Oto-san again here, she uses the word chichi. And chichi means father. It's kind of like humble. Yeah, that second one there. Chichi also means milk breast and loop and decorative bump and stuff. Yeah. So like on Father's Day, there'll be a lot of boob jokes in Japan. But anyway, chichi is the polite way of saying father, like your father. And haha is your mother. All right, so that's just your weird thing for the day. Okay, so Super NES. Take care, Dad. That's pretty weird. Also, that D should probably be capitalized in Dad. Everyone, please take good care of him. So she is like chastising him, saying like, Dad, you're getting so old. Don't be so reckless like that anymore. So take care, Dad kind of misses that mark. J2E. Dad, you're safe. What's that? Oh no, J2E, what are you doing again? So every time Naming Way cuts stuff, it feels like J2E absorbs it through time and space. Because now J2E has a crap ton of extra text here. Alright. Okay, we'll look at the old J2E first. Dad, don't overdo it at your age. Please take care of him, everyone. Something like that. Alright, so J2E's new version says, Dad, you're safe. Okay, no. What's that? It's not there. You're going with Cecil? That's not in there. Every time they make up a new sentence, I'm doing this. Okay, here we go. Dad, you aren't exactly a spring chicken anymore. Okay. Then, Cecil, please look after him and make sure he stayed out of trouble. Well, first, she's saying it to everyone, not just Cecil. Mistake. Please look after him and make sure he stayed out of trouble. Okay. So, onegaishimasu. This onegaishimasu is like one of the secret phrases of Japanese. You're going to learn on Japanese 101 day 1. And it kind of just means I humbly request of you. So, I humbly request of you is how it kind of is what it means, but it is kind of like this phrase that can be used in like 100 different ways. You kind of have to fill in the blanks. J2E like filled in the blanks and then filled in more blanks. Hi. Got a cat guest talking. She wants me to like feed her by hand, I think, but I'm not gonna do that. Right. So that part's okay. J2E or Naming Way. Take care, Dad. Make sure he doesn't get into trouble, guys. First, I don't like the tone of guys. Mina-san is not guys. Because she's been very polite and nice and stuff. Okay, take care, Dad is not what that is. She's not chastising him or like berating him. Alright, so, okay, we're through that. We made it through this. We're gonna switch back to Cecil. Alright. Where can we go next? Let's go talk to Rose's mom. Remember what I was just saying about Chi-Chi being like the humble form of father? Haha is the humble form for mother. So this is Rosa no Haha. So that's Rosa's mother. Alright. Okay, so this line is the same as it was before. We won't go back into it. Yeah. Chi-Chi. Hi. 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 Okay, now we're going into the end. What is our health? They didn't even bother to heal us. Alright. We're gonna stay at the inn because it's like our celebration after the killing the king. We're gonna go stay at the inn for some reason. Oh Yasumi. Yeah, I think the Mysidian elder is the only one who has new line in Mysidia. But we probably won't do that until Friday maybe. So the next stream is going to be on Thursday. I always try to take the Wednesdays off. Oh my gosh, if I don't pet her, she's going to bite me. Oh no. It's a new meta game. Okay, so we're now in the inn. We're talking to that little girl. She says, she used to be like scared of us because we wore the dark knight armor. And then she was scared of the soldiers that were here. But now she's very cheerful. And says, "Ano toki no oni-chan datta no ne." You're that guy from before, from earlier, right? Turns out you're that guy after all, sort of feeling. Atashi. So there's Atashi. I talked about that a couple days ago during the intro, like lecture part, I guess. I go through all the pronouns, and that's like a feminine version of saying I. It's a pretty common standard way of saying it in Japanese. Atashi. Atashi ima no kakko no hou ga niatte to omou wa. I think you look better in your current outfit. That's kind of how that goes. And the wa at the end is a feminine particle there. Atashi, so there's like a lot of femininity going on here. Even this none is feminine feeling. And then in Super NES, all that femininity just falls out in translation because of the way this translation works. All those nuances, all those like pronoun background details, all that stuff gets flattened in translation. And so as a translator, you want to try to reinflate it if you can. And the act of reinflation is what is localization. And that's the definition of localization, according to me, not according to businesses. All right. So, Super NES, Cecil, you look neat this way. So she's calling us by name, but she never said that before. I'm going to be a jerk and mark off points on this little girl just for that. You look neat this way. She's saying you look better this way than before. I'm gonna be kind. I'm gonna be kind here. J2E, you were that Dark Knight, weren't you? I think you look a lot better like this. Yeah. The Dark Knight's not technically mentioned in there, but it's trying to fill in for Ano Toki, which is a kind of clunky when you translate it for that. Just literally means that time. That time. You're that guy from then, is how that would kind of be more literal. It's kind of clunky, so they went with Dark Knight. I'm okay with that. Naming way. Wow, Cecil, you look neat. Alright, I'm taking off a point on that, at least, on naming way there. It's me from back then. Alright, so here's the bartender lady. Oh, we have an easy type change. Easy type change, maybe. Machi ni mo yatto kaki ga modotte kimashita. Like, liveliness has finally returned to the town. Like, kaki, activity, energy, liveliness is finally returned to the town. Sa, shigoto, shigoto. Alright, work, work is how that literally means. But it's like, okay, I gotta get to work. Gotta get back to work, feeling. Oh, they put a space in the easy type. I need that, what does that sound? And from Price is Right, dun 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 dun. Like this big change, and it's just a space. Right. Super NES, the city has become lively once again. I gotta work hard now. Okay, good. J2E, the town's finally got its old spirit back. Okay, back to work. Okay, that's good. Naming way, the city's lively again. Gotta work hard, ... I would have liked this delivery to be more with the exclamation. I can almost like see and hear how this would be acted out in Japanese. Sa, shigoto, shigoto. And then she does this in Japanese and culture. You kind of always, like if you're like a service, if you're doing some kind of work in a company, or you're just doing a job like this, if you're walking, you're considered kind of lazy. You always have to be like rushing. So you'll see a lot of them kind of like fake rushing around all the time, like fake running like around the offices or establishments. That's kind of what we see here. She's doing her shigoto. All right. Okay, bartender is saying, Seshiru-san nomu kai? Will you drink, Cecil? Nani, ogori da. Oh, don't worry about it. It's on the house. Yukuri shitete kure. Take it easy. Just sit back and take it easy. That's kind of how that feels. So he's calling us by name and offering a drink. Super nice. Have a refreshment? Question mark. It's on me. Alright, so I would have liked him to reference our name. Now the town knows all, and the whole town is talking to us by name. It's like that's the change. It's one of the big changes that's happened. It's on me. I would have liked it to say also like take it easy. Just sit back and take it easy. J2E, Mr. Cecil, want a drink? How splendid you are now. That's wrong. That's not in there. Sit down and have one on the house. Okay, so that's those two sentences together. Naming way. Have a drink on me. Alright, so the first sentence and the last sentence are missing. Did I know that NPCs in Barren Town changed their dialogue at this point? Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on what time you think I was playing it, like 91, probably not. But on Legends of Localization, on my site on there, I have a whole write-up for all the text changes that happen. That's why we were going here first, before back to the castle. Alright, did we get everyone? We got Rosa's mom. Oh, now that Devil Road is open, is there new text here? Oh yeah, okay, there's new text here. Okay, so we're going, this is like the room that leads to the Devil Road, which connects to Mysidia. It used to be blocked off, and the guy guarding it was telling us that it was blocked off, but now that it's not blocked off, he has new text. He says in Japanese, Mysidia gawa no fuin ga tokareta no desu ne. It seems the seal has been lifted on the Mysidian side. Okay, super yes. The seal by Mysidia has been lifted. Kind of clunky phrasing with that by. Yeah, those kinds of words are kind of tough for Japanese learner, English speaker, learners, whatever. Oh my god, I can't speak anymore. I need to learn the English. Okay, but it's okay. J2E. So the seal from Mysidia's side was broken. I don't like this use of broken. It's more like lifted. I mean, broken is technically what's happened. But it has a different feel to it to me. But I'll say it's okay. Naming way just says, it's open again. Take off point on naming way. Okay. We won't go anywhere there. I have to walk around so that I'm working. So in my own room, just walk around randomly. Alright, I think that could be it for here. Oh wait, there was a person in here. What does this person say? Oh, it's the same. If you're going on a long journey, get potions, antidotes, and tents. Yeah, okay. I don't think I need anything new here. I'm good. I probably have more stock than this shop does. Alright. Normally, I will stop in about 30 minutes. I don't think I can get through this whole castle in 30 minutes. What can I do instead? Okay. Well, first I'm going to test my thing. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to do my experiment. If you've been following my streams, you know what I mean when I'm talking about when I do the sight spell and it does the little tilt rotation-y thing. I'm trying to make that happen on purpose. And I think this might be the key. Either this cave or this castle might be the key to it. This castle is too hard for me to go through right now. Yeah, maybe I'll go to Mist. It might be... Oops. It might still be too long, we'll see. Alright, so that doesn't work, but let me try this. No, I'm not coming here yet. I'm trying to make this glitch happen, and I think it involves something around here. All right. Okay, let me try this. We have Tella for the short time. Let's get out of here. I don't think I can get it to happen like this. But there's something about this stuff. If I can't get it to work now, I'll do it a different day. Nope, okay. Alright, not going there yet. That place is too hard. I like to come back when I have Rydia, and then I can do the Mist Dragon summon on the enemies there. Alright, let's go to Mist. I like Mist. Cecil is going to have some trauma with it though. Oh my gosh. I bet like the randomizer pros and the speedrun pros know how to do the airship just right. But in all of my years, I'm still bad at the airship. Alright, so we're in Mist. It is now not destroyed. It looks like they've repaired the place. So let's talk to some people. Oh no. Yeah, I can't do this yet. It's too hard. There's too much depth. I want to like what I like to do is I like to look at my own site and pull some like images and just trivia and things. So I don't think that I can do that there. Okay, while we're here, let's go to let's do the like little scraps. We'll do some little scraps. We'll go to the Mysidia Elder, then we'll go to Fabul. Oh, it has a Mist summon has a bugged MP cost. It's sometimes free. Wow. I think the Mist animation, the Mist Dragon animation, might be what sets off that bug I was talking about for the side spell. Still gotta figure that out though. So from what I know, everyone here says the same stuff. Everyone here says the same stuff except for the Elder up here. Yeah, Sylph. Okay, yeah, Sylph has the free MP spell. Yeah, I think I got that to happen on accident back in the day. You just like put it in a certain slot or something. All right, so these guys say the same thing. The Elder is gonna have new text though. Okay, Palom and Porom have died, so the Elder is now responding to that. In Japanese, he says Palom Porom ga. So Palom and Porom have ... exclamation. Soka, ... あの二人は最後にこのわしを超えてくれたか. I see. So those two in the very end finally surpassed me. ... That's kind of how that goes. So basically saying that I've been surpassed. Those twins surpassed me. In which way? With magic style? Or maybe like sacrifice? Or resolve? Who knows? It's hard to say. Koeru can mean to cross, to exceed. Alright, Super NES. Palom and Porom? I see. They fulfilled their destiny. No, I don't like the destiny thing. That's not right. J2E. Palom and Porom? I see. But did fate intend for them to sacrifice themselves? That's not right at all. Naming way. So Palom and Porom have fulfilled their fates. Okay, so everyone's gotten this wrong. Except for the original J2E patch, which said, Palom and Porom. Even these dots are good to have in there. I see. In the end, they surpassed me. So the old J2E translation here was good. Why J2E editors? Why? What did you look at like the Super NES version and change it because of that? Where did you come up with this part? I don't understand. What were you doing? I can't talk through time. I don't have the dimensional spells from Final Fantasy V. I can't do that. Okay, so the Elder here will also update after we come back from the Tower of Zot. I will try to remember this. Okay, now I want to go to Fabul. Wait, what's my high potion count? Let's get some more high potions while we're here. Oh yeah, we fought an enemy yesterday, and it dropped the Uchide no Kozuchi, which is a like the lucky mallet or the mallet, and we've seen it appear in other games like Secret of Mana, and it cures the dwarf status in this game, and that is like a Japanese folklore thing. It goes back at least 1,000 years, maybe earlier. But the idea is that it's magical, and you just use it to make things happen magically. A lot of it is like you can make things appear or come out of it. But the biggest thing is like the most famous story is like Isun Boshi. It's like a really small little boy, and he uses this hammer to magically make himself big. And that's where this theme comes from. It's a very Japanese thing. Yeah, it's a very like Japanese culture thing. So it's like a special magic hammer that can do magical things. Alright, we're gonna go to Fabul now. A number of enemies in the cavern. Low-stilled caverns are weak to holy. Fabul, where are you? Naming way adds castle in here for some reason. That's strange. So these guys are now saying Kore wa Seshiru dono, and it's their greeting. They're like, greetings, Sir Cecil, or something like that. Or like, oh, or like, why hello there, Sir Cecil, something like that. That's fine in all versions. I won't stick with that. I won't stick on that. I need to switch to Yang here. Gobuji deshitaka. You're alright, is how that comes. Like, you're safe, you're unharmed after all, is how this feels. The monks are saying this to Yang. Because he was lost, maybe? Like, he was shipwrecked. So that comes in Superness, that becomes welcome back. In naming way, that's welcome back. I don't like that. Taking off those points. These ones say, oh, Gobujite, oh, it's good to see you well, or like, oh, good thing you're safe. It's good to see you safe, something like that. Super NES, good to see you again. Okay. J2E, oh, you're all right. Okay. And naming way is good to see you again. Good to see you again is so weird. I don't like how those turned out. It's so minor, I understand. Do I have a fire cloth for Yang? Okay, I'll put one on. Okay, so this line is the same. Yeah, I'll get a fire claw on the way out. We're still gonna be like, we're not gonna go to Troya. Maybe on Friday we will, because I have to do a couple towns, and I have to do Baron Castle, and I have to do Mist. So I don't know when we're gonna get there. We have a couple towns to go first. I want to get that stuff out of the way. Okay, so these guys are still in the infirmary. They never got better, I guess. And they're still saying the same things. Here's naming way in the game. I'm sorry that his translation is kind of weak. Alright, so now we're talking to Yang's wife. Okay, she says, oh, wait a minute. This was all the same as the last time. I won't go through this again. Yeah, this is all the same as last time. That was many episodes ago. I really liked... she just sounds so spirited and fun in Japanese. Okay, we're going into the right tower. So we got these monks. Minasan no kyotsukete. Yeah, it's the same. Is this meditating guy still meditating all along? Yeah, this guy's been meditating the whole game. I hope someone takes up the online name of like meditating Fabul monk or something like that. Okay, that's the same. That's the same. That's the same. I won't talk to the dancer. I expect the dancer to be the same. Okay, old lady. old lady is the same. Alright, so even the king is saying the same stuff as he did way earlier in the game. Alright, so we can leave, but I want to get that fire claw. Someone's made funny art of the meditating guy. Oh, good. I'm glad that the meditating guy has fans. Alright, let's go in here, get this fire claw. Should I buy two? Or just one? Let me put it on him. Yeah, the King of Fabul doesn't recognize. He shouldn't recognize. Only one. So what should my other one be? I have ice and lightning on. So which one should I have on? Like when I start to fight again. Doesn't matter if you two won't exploit weaknesses twice. Okay. I'll go with that. Game only calculates for a single claw. I recommend ice for the second. What did I just do? I did thunder, it looks like. Okay. I got the pro strats from Game Pro. You guys are the new Game Pro magazine. Alright, so let's get out of here. Yeah, let's get out of here. I want to again stock up on high potions. I forgot to do that. We have to go back to Mysidia. Get those high potions, and then there was something else I wanted to do. I want to eat. Okay, come on. Oh no! So earlier, the legend talks about, we did the Mysidian legend a couple episodes back. It talks about the mouth of a dragon, and this is the dragon here. This thing here is the dragon is talking about. I guess that's like the dragon wings or something. I don't know. Anyway, so the mouth of a dragon is right here. And this is where the super ship comes out later. That's why it was important to use the word mouth in the translation. Let's get 30 high potions, and then I have to restack them. This game is so dumb. Alright, you guys get to watch me do my stuff here. No, I'm joking. I won't make you do that, but I'll put this here. I could sell my stuff. I'm going to sell my stuff to when I'm in Mist, because they need the resources. I think we could go look at new enemies. There's a lot of things we can do now. Also, I want to go explore the food of my house. Alright. What else was I going to do? Yeah, what does it say on here? Mist, Fabul, Mysidia. Okay, I can't go to Mithril Town yet. That'll be too crazy. Alright, so let's just park out here. Gonna use a cottage for no reason. We're putting a cottage on top of the airship. It feels like you could maybe do a glitch or something with that happening. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna end it early. That way I can have some more time with Poe tonight. So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll go to, what is on the list here? Tomorrow we will go to Mist. No. Tomorrow we'll do Baron Castle, then we'll do Mist. And then we'll do Mithril Town. I know there's some pop culture references in Mithril Town that'll be interesting. And then if there's time, we'll go to Agart, or however it's pronounced. We'll look at the Japanese pronunciation. Maybe that will help us know. Well, that's it for today, it looks like. Oh, my butt hurts. Now that I check the status of my butt, it hurts. Alright, so call the stream. Thanks for coming by, everyone. If you're curious, the current score: Super NES -361, J2E -266, and Naming Way -358. It's a race to the bottom, it looks like. We'll see you there on Thursday, in 2 days from Thanks for coming by, everyone. You guys are awesome.